What's going on, you beautiful painter people? Welcome to the new year, 2024, and also to the first painting stream of 2024. How are y'all doing? Wait, so now I can't see the chat. Oh, I remember what we did. We put a Twitch chat window where the subs are, because that shows a bit of a historical view and the chat. Okay, nice. Shout out to OSW Zen Kiki for the pre-stream sub. You mentioned that he got a new Sigmar airbrush. Ooh, thanks for the raid, Reaper, right off the bat. Let's go. Zen Kiki mentioned a new airbrush he's gonna test out from Sigmar today. That's awesome. Thank you also to who just subbed right now? Okay. Thanks for the raid again, Reaper. Really appreciate that. It was Scaver. Happy Dirty 30. 30 months. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. All right, swap me back. Hey, Liquor. Just subscribed 2 years. It's like 1 year and 1 year. It actually is, in fact, exactly that amount. God, am I growing a mustache? Yeah, I'm growing something like a mustache. I'm not gonna count, but I'm trying. Gucci-licious and Flaw Smith. Thanks for the Prime sub. I don't understand anything. I'm going crazy. Oh. Okay, so let me start the stream off by just explaining something that's going to be new in 2024, at least for some amount of time. First things first, the gaming stream is getting killed. If we ever do a gaming stream again, it'll be bigger and fancier, and it'll go live on the Miniac YouTube channel, and it'll be that kind of an event. Like, for instance, one we already have planned is Jason from Monument Hobbies is coming over to teach us how to play that big robot game that I can never remember the name to.
Battletech.
And we're gonna make a big deal out of it and probably have some like cool footage we filmed beforehand, try out some new fancy cameras that I just picked up. And yeah, it's gonna be like more of a, not a regularly occurring thing, but a fun thing that happens every once in a while. Mycelium Veins and Chubs. Thanks for the Prime. Good. Very dead. Pepe Milkshake. Thanks for the sub. The other change is that I'm flying solo. After this stream, Evan is here to help me transition into doing the stream solo like I used to do it. The stream became more complicated, and that was because we had someone who was able to do it while the stream was operating. And so we kind of simplified it a little bit. So I can do the painting stream by myself, which will be still occurring normally at the time that it's always occurred at, for like the last year and a half. I was gonna be doing it solo. But that doesn't mean Evan's going away forever. I like Evan, I like his opinions, I like how he talks and argues. We're very much so of a similar mind in that way. And so I think Evan...
God fired me because I don't like Star Wars as much as him.
That's what it was, really. He's talking about fucking Lobot, man. I like Evan though, so I want Evan to be in front of a camera actually. And so we have a video for him planned that is going to happen in, or at least the filming of the actual content of the video is happening late January.
Next week. Second week of January.
Second week of January. So
I need to send messages.
A little bit sooner than I thought, actually. So he's not going away. He's sticking around. But just in a capacity, I think it makes more sense for the kind of person he is.
Yeah, and I'll still be running the special game streams that we do, so.
Lobot was a bridge too far. Yeah, you guys. It's cool, though. Where will I get my cheesy dad jokes? I'm sure there's plenty of websites I can provide.
I think that we have another one that's potentially in the works as well. Vince and Adam might be coming to visit before TMX to demo their new game.
Okay, cool.
I was actually talking to Vince about that a couple days ago. So.
That's cool. Yeah, if anyone's curious about like justification for why that's happening, I guess this is part of a larger discussion that I want to talk about in my year-end video that is curiously late.
Year-end video. Scott, it's the second.
Yeah, dude. Kill Your Friends takes a while to edit, dude. But I'm in round 5 of it right now, going through and putting in all the cards and assets and making it pretty and putting in the interview questions. So We're getting close to being done, but yeah, it takes a while to edit that fucking video. So basically what I realized, this is the kind of the short answer for it. What I realized as a YouTuber, if you ever have the rare occasion in your career where suddenly you have more time, and this would happen if you went from being part-time YouTuber to full-time YouTuber, or if you, I don't know, made time for a new venture you wanted to do. So you got rid of something else you were doing and replaced it with something else. If I ever do that ever in the future again, and if you're a YouTuber watching this or any kind of content creator, you should just simply do more of the thing that got you to where you are in the first place. And so I kind of had to sit back, I had to think, and I was like, you know what, actually preparing for a gaming live stream consumes a ton of time. And it's not paying dividends. We've done it for a year. We're not doing it the best we could be doing it. We're very aware of that. But an occasional stream once a week, once every 2 weeks, wasn't cutting the cheese. And so that's going away in favor. I'm going to be working on more video stuff, which is good. Ultimately, the thing that got me to doing this, being in this office and doing this thing full time in the first place. So that's really justification. It just wasn't making the gravy. But we like gaming, and so I want to keep doing gaming stuff like on the channel, like videos, and doing those big fun streams as well. Ed B87, Happy New Year to you as well. You're Barrick? Hi, Barrick. Does that video include a specific couch? I don't know what a couch is. That's very reasonable. Thanks for YouTube. Spend lots of time making something for nothing. Yeah. It just became kind of stressful, like I do like gaming, and if I could just do it casually, that would be so chill, and I'd love to do it just casually. But I think the problem was that like I would need to do something on a day where I needed to prepare for a gaming live stream, and like a gaming live stream has like a definite like end date where it needs to be done, and I need to be ready to start streaming. And so that always took priority over my video deadlines that were a bit looser and easier to push around. So yeah, I just decided to make it less regularly occurring. But that's all for now. Let's do some mail time, because it's been a while since we've done a painting stream with me specifically. And so there's some fancy new things to look at. This box of dice, a company that ran a Kickstarter recently that is now over reached out to me, and they had a couple sets of dice called Dice Tomes. I picked the one called the Tome of Fury. It's from a company called Artifact Games. You can find their stuff at artifactgames.co.uk. But this is the box that it came in. Thank you, lightsaber. This is the box that it came in. Looks very fancy. It has a little token in here which matches the Tome of Fury like image on the front of the box. Yeah, just some fancy dice. I couldn't resist the red ones. Let me get a close-up of that. Actually, no, let me do it. Let me do it. So I can figure out how to do this. We're gonna go up in the folder. We're gonna go paint cam. Hell yeah. Kind of a orangey red, nice yellow colors. There's that symbol that then also matches the coin that comes with it. Killed and lied mayonnaise. Here's this up. Ooh. Oh, you're very welcome, Gilded. Sorry you have the stomach flu. That kind of sucks. Scott drank all of Evan's blood on accident, and this is all smokescreen. Absolutely. Looked at the chaos and almost backed it. Yeah, it's just some cool dice. I like them. Never have enough sets of cool dice. All right, another thing we got a set of minis from a company called Novus Malum. Let's take a look at them. The little box here is called First Encounters. The company's called Enviro Games Ltd. And inside the box is a bunch of little paper manila envelopes, it seems like. Let's take a look at one of them, one or two of them, why not? That's right, yeah, Evan is actually working his way through Jedi Survivor on his Twitch channel, if you wanted to check that out. The cover of the box is very beautiful. Can you show it again? Absolutely. That's why we're doing this. So here it is more up close, or in greater detail. You can see it. Here's the back of the box. I will say, this is quite a box for 10 dice or 8 dice or whatever it is. It's even like embossed, like the cover. You can feel the detail. All right, back to what is in these mystery things. Oh, this is some Psyocast good. Man, look at that detail. Maybe you can't see it super well. Here, let me punch in a little bit of my lens here. The freaking detail on the chest, dude. Wow. It's like a little Minas Tirith tree almost. The hair looks super nicely cast as well. Super Gamer Boys and Toast the Durgan. This sub is for Evan. Thank you for the subs, guys. Looks like drugs. Oh, geesh. Jay was right. Absolutely it is. Those are super nice. They came with some MDF cut bases, some extra weapons, and those look like 2 halflings. All right. Let's open 2 more. Why not? This is fun. Exigent Midnight. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Help me, please. This is challenging. Okay, so I just got a countdown timer for ads, like, I don't know, like 5 minutes ago, and now I'm getting another countdown timer for ads starting in 5 minutes. What's the deal?
I snoozed it.
Okay.
Before.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, I understand why you did that.
Yeah.
All right, we got what looks like some dwarves for Evan here apparently. Hey, look, it was drugs. Yes.
It's always drugs.
Apparently, the company is trying to push for an eco-friendly approach to wargaming, trying to minimize waste and lean on paper/wood materials. That's interesting. Okay, so they have wood bases and paper little sleeves here. But yeah, this maybe not dwarves just because they are so tall looking, but it's got some dwarf chonk to it at least. Some cool shields, kind of giving me some Sigmar vibes, some hammers. I'm sorry, Stormcast Eternal vibes. I mean, his helmet kind of looks like a dwarf, but it could be just a bearded guy who's inspired by dwarves. Also, what up, Jay? How was your New Year's, man?
The only thing that would make Stormcast better is if they were all dwarves.
I mean, these models kind of look like, what's the Liberators, the standard Stormcast unit. There's also a book in here that we'll take a look at, but let's see if I can grab a little bit different. They all have like these designators, like written in Sharpie or pen on the thing. So I'm gonna grab one with a different letter, see if we can get something different. Storm Dwarves, Mazgar89. Thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it, homie. Dwarf cast for not very long. All right, what do we got in this one? Ooh, okay. I got unlucky. More. Wow, it's kind of like Egyptian dressed up halflings. So we got that same kind of Minas Tirith tree. So clearly the same faction, but we're showing abdomen and kind of furry feet. Yeah, halfling archers now. Got quivers. We got a mohawk one too. Nice. All right, cool. That's cool. And then we'll just take a brief look at, oh, you know what? This is a game. Okay. This is a rule book. It's called Novus Malum, like I said previously. And they sent me over the rule book and also what looked like some unit cards. So we can just like zip through real quick the units that they probably sent. Okay, so it is kind of dwarfy. Captain Kragner, dwarf guardians, dwarf hammerers, an alto mage Zizka. So these must be the evil dudes. They're painted black skin. Gnome with a K, very cool. Gnome hunters, gnome skirmishers, and that's it. Okay. So it's like a little skirmish game in a box. I like that. All right. Let me put away some of this stuff, and then we'll get on to the next. I think in the last or second to last item for mail time, Mohawk Halfling. Mr. T would be proud. Yeah. Pity the furry feet. I don't know. What would Mr. T as a halfling say? He wouldn't say pity the fool. I had a so fun story about Mr. T. I don't know why, but I had like a very brief and intense fascination with Mr. T, and it culminated in me buying a cardboard stand-up of Mr. T, and putting him in my house. I think it's because my sister, like our entire life, my sister had a cardboard stand-up of Legolas, and I always wanted to like kind of join in on that fun. So I got a Mr. T one.
Legolas is pretty cool, but Mr. T is undeniably cooler.
I definitely have a picture of that somewhere, of me just like standing next to him. But yeah. You remember the Mr. T WoW commercial? I do not. Gnome with a K, very cool. Yeah, absolutely, very cool. I was considering the old world until I saw prices. Uh-oh. What did I miss? HUD the Hobby Daddy. What were the prices for old world stuff? I think there's a different reason why people are going to shit all over the old world.
Because it's GW selling you stuff from 20 years ago and acting like it's amazing.
Nailed it. Yeah. Mr. T, what do your Mr. T eyes see? I think there's an ad running right now. Oh, it'd be so nice to be able to see the ad duration, so I could just...
Not running right now.
Oh, this one got snoozed? I don't know.
You see a notification right now?
I had a timer that just counted down and just finished like 15 seconds ago.
Yeah, that was the end of the ad.
Oh, okay. All right.
Ones that say snooze 3 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 1 out of 3, that's an upcoming ad. If it's just a timer,
okay,
it should be counting down from 60, I think.
Okay.
Pretty sure we have 60-second breaks. Might be 90 seconds. Whatever. It just counts down, and then it goes away. We are not an ad.
Wonderful. Well,
we could launch another ad break, though.
No, please not. We have yet another set of Army Painter paint sets for their new Fanatic line. Presumably more colors. Although I'm looking at this and I see dark tone, I see strong tone, soft tone, matte black. I definitely have all those colors.
Didn't they send you the complete set before?
I thought so. Here,
So there's a Fanatic Mega set that's like all of them. And then there's one, I think that's the medium set that's it
says Fanatic Mega.
Okay, well, I don't know what the branding is on each one. But there's one that's the whole Fanatic set, and then there's one that's like a medium-sized pack of them. And I think that's the medium-sized pack.
Okay.
50 paints being a medium-sized pack.
Right. I'm going to grab just like a random color off my desk here to see. Okay, Barbarian Flesh, Topaz Skin, and Dorado Skin. Those are 3 colors that I had in the previous set they already sent me. And I see all 3. Yeah, okay. So there's a very good chance this is entirely overlapping what they already sent me, which in that case, that means this is going in the giveaway bin for a later date. That's Game Master.
That's Game Master?
Well, it says on the side.
Fanatics Game Master.
Hold on. No, that's the exact same box. That's the exact same box. I have 2 of these, so I'm definitely giving this away. All right, that's fine. I thought in typical Army Painter fashion, they would just make kind of like maybe more saturated colors or something like that.
Save that for the Kickstarter.
Yeah. Am I the only one a little upset about 3 new models and 2 core boxes? Yeah, no, you're not. You're definitely not the only one. So we're talking about the launch of the new starter sets. I think just starter set possibly for the old world. At least for Tomb Kings, it came with, is it 3? I thought it was 1 model. 1 model is different. The big skeleton monster riding how-to thing. And then everything else are models from the fucking 90s or something like that.
I think it also has 1 new foot hero.
Okay, cool.
I think, but I can't remember for sure.
Jay says, don't ask how, but I've been loving the Fanatic paints. I'm kind of joining you there. I don't love them, but they're like, I've never used Army Painter paints, like the normal stuff.
I have.
Oh,
I will I will tell you what I tell people all the time. Don't buy Army Painters regular paints. All their other products are pretty good. The regular paints are manufactured garbage. The Fanatic paints have been getting excellent praise. Finally, they have a paint range of regular paints that's good. Their airbrush paints are fine. Their speed paints are fine. I love their wet palettes. I have 3 of their little wet palettes. I love Army Painter products, except the regular paint, which has always been trash.
Papa needs a new set of paint, says Rufus.
Rubbing those hands together.
Yeah. What up, Miniatures Den? How's it going, man? If you want to watch a painter actually paint models on their stream, you should go to Miniatures Den. He's great. Vincenzo is awesome. Okay, so what I was saying is the paints are great. You know, they're not better than anything I've used so far, but they are in line. You know, they're very usable. I'd be very happy to use these paints to paint any model. I don't feel like I'd be limiting myself in any way, which is like, you know, that's the biggest thing for a tool, is it doesn't get in my way. The D&D sets were my first paints, and my God, are they hard to use, says Jimmy Hayes.
I think there are a lot of miniature painters out there that have either decided that they're bad at mini painting and or literally decided it's too hard and have left the hobby because they bought Army Painter paints first.
Yeah, that'd be bad. We don't want that happening.
That is how difficult they can be to work with.
Okay.
It's shocking.
Benjo, thanks for the sub, appreciate it. Also, Weirdbeard, thank you for the sub as well. 12 months for Weirdbeard and 9 months for Benjo. I subbed a while back, but I still have no idea how to get access to Discord. Anyone have an idea? There are some commands that Evan is hitting up with right now that might help. I don't know. It's like a thing where you have to disconnect your Twitch plugin to Discord and re-add it or redo something and to kind of give it a little kick so it kind of figures its shit out. It's weird, annoying.
It's pretty easy, but you have to just check a couple boxes.
Any rumors for the price point? I'm assuming you're talking about of the big paint sets we're talking about. I didn't see a price on.
I think retailers have started taking pre-orders on them.
Okay.
So let me see if I can pull that up.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah.
Turtle Dad said he's using the air range from AP and enjoying them. I also have used that as well, their newer air paint range, just to paintbrush with, not to airbrush with. And those seem fine too. I mean, I don't know. You should try out the browns from the Fanatic range. The only color I felt were lacking. They were weirdly desaturated. You know what? Let's just paint the rest of, the rest of this Cawdor model with AP paints today. Why not? I can't remember if we did a stream where I painted an entire model in Army Painter paints.
I don't know if we've done that before where you used the Army Painter air range.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that you've messed around with a couple of this.
What is saying that I am definitely lower than all other audio, like even the music? I hide out the music. TOW. Oh, okay. The old world pricing was leaked and was like $260 for Bretonia and $290 for Tomb Kings. Someone asked, what are the odds those are the same molds as the old ones? And I'm pretty sure they're the exact same ones. Because like the mold lines, I believe, are like the same. And that's the real kicker, is that you're gonna get someone who is fresh to the hobby, who has bought one or two or three GW kits. And they're gonna be like, okay, GW, they make awesome plastic kits. Very minimal mold lines, everything's hunky-dory. And they're gonna buy this fucking Tomb Kings box, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? They're gonna be like, this is terrible. And because they were bad, dude. Back in the day, dude, holy cow. The mold lines were nutty compared to what they are now. Like, of course, we didn't care about it then, but my God, they're not easy to deal with. Or not that they're not easy to deal with, but they're way bigger back in the day. My mic is loud as hell. Not changing it. Okay.
True.
Okay, Rufus helping out with the connection. The legs on the skeleton horse are pulling a chariot are really funny. Yeah. Currently building an old battle for Sculpt. Oh, nice, battle for Sculpt. Yes, that was classic. That was a good one. Okay.
There, I lowered the alerts a little bit, but
nice.
Yes, I am louder than Scott.
Then you're gonna keep it that way?
I'm not gonna be able to easily adjust it, so.
Okay. All right.
I turned on my fader a little bit. We'll see if people care. Okay. I also turned you up slightly because when I was doing my testing, I am louder than you.
There is an ad break in progress right now? What the fuck is going on?
Yes.
Why are there so many fucking ads?
Because that's how Twitch has changed the deal.
No way, dude. No fucking way people playing ads that frequently.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Jay, you're not subbed. How many ads have you got since you tuned into the stream? Okay.
Pretty much.
Pray they did not alter it further. All right. I got a little gift box from Iwata. It's not much of a gift box. I kind of coerced them to give it to me just because we have a working relationship. And so I want them to send me like airbrush needles and nozzle caps because I break them all the fucking time. Not all the time, but those are the things I break most often. And so they also sent me some other stuff. So let's check out what Iwata sent me. Take a little look here. Haven't gotten any yet, just the one for clicking on the stream. Okay. Is Evan being given away as a sub goal? No, he's not. It's like 3 minutes of ads per hour or something if you don't want people to get pre-rolls.
I believe it's 4 per hour.
So I must be just getting more ad notification chicanery.
You're just paying too much attention to it. Just ignore it. It's
Okay.
fine.
Iwata sent me a hat. Very cool.
It is very cool.
Never gonna wear that. What else do we got? Ooh, oh, okay.
Wada, send me a hat.
This is a mat. This is a mat to work on your airbrush. And I fucking love this because, dude, the number of times I've just lost little bits of stuff, I don't know. It's happened too far off into count. And so this is gonna be a thing with a ridge around the outside so that I don't like knock stuff around a ton.
Yeah, they make this for gunsmiths and stuff like that too.
I bet, yeah.
Watchmakers,
This is
etc.
definitely not a thing unique to airbrushes.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything else in here. No, just some cardboard. Okay, so it's a big old rubbery mat with a sticky backed bottom, kind of like a rubbery bottom so it doesn't move around, and then also some side walls so I don't lose shit. Cool. All right. What else?
Giant rolling tray. You're not wrong.
All right. I got sent, looks like 5 needles from my Iwata HPBH. Very cool.
I'm sure those will last a long time.
Yep, probably not. I got sent 5 needle nozzles. Those probably last a little bit longer. I got this cleaner kit, and I already have this, so I'm gonna put this in my giveaway box. But I want to show you 1 or 2 tools from it that are kind of indispensable, because like it feels bad to buy the whole thing. And I don't know if they sell the tools individually, but if they do, the tools that I would recommend are the soft vice grips. This is these are nylon, and so they're not going to damage your metal components. And they have tiny little like impressions for grabbing your bigger stuff, like your nozzle cap, and then grabbing tiny things like your needle nozzle. So those are super nice. I really dig these things. And then the other tool that's super helpful, I don't know why I have 2 of these, is this little guy. This little guy allows you to, when this piece is removed, put this tool on top of your nozzle cap and unscrew it without needing to pinch it or grab it at all.
If you have nozzle caps that unscrew, as many airbrushes do. But
Yes.
not all.
Yes. So this is super, super helpful. Those 2 things were the nicest thing. And then I don't ever use this, but I probably should. This tool is for reaching down the depths of your airbrush in here to loosen what's it called? It's the thing that keeps liquid out of the back of the airbrush.
Bushing, isn't it?
It's like a little seal bushing thing, and you can tighten it and loosen it, which then makes this like more sticky or less sticky and prevents more liquid and less liquid.
It squishes the O-ring inwards, which then drags against the needle.
Okay.
I believe is what's happening.
That sounds reasonable. Grabbing my things like your innuendo. No.
That might leave the giveaway box and go home with me. To be
I have 2 of
completely
them
honest.
if you want one.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't have 2 of them. I have apparently I have one that's 1.2 and one that's 1.4. These are very helpful. Like the only way I've been able to make this work, because I had to get a tiny flathead and then I like modify it by like ripping the shit off so I could fit it all the way into the airbrush. And this works. This works totally. It's always nice to have a kind of an actual tool for the job. So there's a bunch of other stuff in here that's like kind of stupid, and I don't think it's necessary. But those 2 things, maybe 3 things, if you need that tool the needle chuck, that's what it's called, to tighten and loosen that. It's kind of nice to have. All right, got some new paint. It's called New Worlds, spelled N-U, like new metal, which is like the worst genre of music in the world.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, okay, sorry, shots fired. I ain't taking it back though. Tons of medium or thinner. Wash medium, all wash medium. This is all wash medium. Okay, cool. And then these things, acrylic urethane based paint. Okay, I never get to use this stuff. This is the kind of stuff that's like kind of scary to use. Because it's like maybe it doesn't have chemicals in it and stuff. But some other stuff they sent me did. Let's do this. Pop out the face. Let's see if we say anything. These are water-based acrylic urethane paints with additives. Okay. All right, just another set of paint. Oh, it's a metallic set of paint, heavy metal. Okay, cool. Actually, I'm excited to try this out. Because in the world of metallic paints, not everyone's created equal. Some have larger grain, some have smaller grain. Who watched Goobs' video about metallic paints and looking at them under a microscope? That was very cool to watch.
It was.
The pipe cleaner is my saving grace. I have a bunch of little dental tools that I use for a similar function. Smart thing about that tool is that the protruding part lets you feel how tight oh, that is smart. Okay, so the part that's stuck out is the same diameter as the needle. So that when
That's why there's a 1.2 and a 1.4. So it would be for the HPB and the HPC series, right? Because I believe the overall needle diameter is different.
Okay, that's cool. So that's a good point, Rufus. So while you're tightening it or loosening it, as you pull the tool out, you can feel how like the friction on that like kind of test component. That's cool. That's thoughtful design. I love that. Everyone's giving some Goobs love for that. He's getting some serious mileage of that microscope. He totally is. That's cool. And then lastly, good old bog standard dual airbrush holder, which I need like 6 of these, right? Yeah, got one of these guys. Cool. Thank you, Iwata. Appreciate that. If you look at my Amazon affiliate link for the Iwata HPCS, I've sold like thousands of HPCSs based on off that link. So, sometimes as a content creator, you feel bad. You're like, oh man, they sent me these free things. Or you feel bad for like your viewers. It's like, oh, I wish you could have these free things. But it's like, I feel like I've done a great service to Iwata. So, I deserve that. All right, cool. That's it for the mail time. We got some Iwata goodies. We got some Novus Malum goodies, which is a new game. We got some dice and also a second Army Painter Mega Fanatic paint set. That's it.
Fortunately, they didn't send you the actual complete set. That's what they should have sent you.
Okay.
Which has 200-something paints in it.
Urethane is tougher than plain acrylic. Otherwise, they're the same. Usually have to thin them more for airbrushing. I bought mine from that link. Oh, nice.
I think I might have too.
Yeah. Okay. Let's paint some Cawdor. So I'm gonna back this lens out a little bit. This is the guy I've worked on in the past. This is the guy we're working on now. It's a little refresher. We gotta paint some of this brown accent bits and then a bunch of rusty metal. Chipped metal, the black accent stuff, just a bunch of boring stuff. It is not gonna be a good time. All right, so let's paint with some of that brown that you were saying, Jay, is not super good. It's very desaturated. I'll admit, I don't typically use brown for its saturation, but sometimes brown can be nice and warm, and that's very helpful. So I'm just gonna grab the paints that I have from my Fanatic paint set.
There was truly no more Scott moment than when I was at your Christmas party and you started explaining to another guest what chromatic gray was.
Yeah, I was probably...
You were well along the way.
Yeah, I was very far gone at that point. I think at a certain point I almost like fell over. I had to sit down, actually. I was like...
You and Amber got very comfortable in that oversized chair that's not quite a love seat.
Yeah, I think someone was telling me like a really, really sad story, and I was like really drunk, and I was like, I actually can't handle this right now, and then I had to go sit down. They were like talking to me, and they're like, are you okay? And I was like, no. All right.
Yeah, that punch was already kind of spiked, and then you were extra spiked.
Extra spiked. Secret spikes. Okay. All right. I think everything, man. We got all kinds of paint on the desk. Drop paint, fucking Chimera, Scale 75, the new Vallejo stuff, the new Arm Painter stuff. I am all over the board here. Speed paint for Arm Painter. All right. Okay. I got a nice brown here. Good old oak brown. Give that a shot. McBlaze. Thanks for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Any chance on getting a TLDR for why it's Evan's last stream? If it came late, TLDR. Evan costs money. Evan has other skills that are better used in front of a camera, not behind a camera. The stream doesn't make a ton of money. I can do the painting stream alone. Gaming stream is going the way of the dodo, so I don't need Evan for that. But Evan will stick around. He'll be here for at least for one video on my channel. Remember when John posted a video on my channel, like the first video he did, the paint set one? I'm doing the same thing with Evan. Like I told John, I was like, hey, I have this video idea. It's a great video idea. If you want to do all the research and do all the writing, as long as I can like look at the script and modify it a bit, you can shoot a video on my channel. I'm doing the same exact thing with Evan. I got a good video idea. It's basically like, we're gonna play 10 new war games in a week and then gonna make a video about it. What we thought about the games, what was fun, just the experience of hustling to play 10 war games in a week that are all new. Like, you need models, you need rules, you need everything. So it's not like I played 10 games of AOS in a week and I have all the models and knowledge of how to play that game. No, it's a little bit different. So yeah, that's the TLDR. Ooh, you want to get Evan in front of the camera for his other skills. Yeah, I want to see Evan's dick. No, just talking, you know. That John video was one of the first ones I saw of you guys. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Update on the Harder and Steenbeck Squidmar Black Evolution. After about using it for 40 minutes, this thing is the Ferrari of airbrushes. It can spray so accurately despite having a 0.4 needle. Man, there's nothing like cracking open a fresh airbrush, let me tell you. It is never going to be that good again.
Isn't that the truth?
At least
you know, honestly, I like my Harder and Steenbeck, but I think of my 3 airbrushes, it's the
yeah, I think they're very often loved on the Harder and Steenbeck Evolution series.
I think that if I only used the Harder and Steenbeck, I'd probably like it more. It's the most different feeling airbrush that I've... Whoa! Jesus, Scott.
Jesus, it's fucking... Oh, man, it's getting on my fucking water. God damn. All my water's gonna be brown. Fuck. Okay. All right, pause. I need to go and clean up my fucking wet palette. I can use the paper still, but just not... I don't want
very brown water.
I don't want to dye all my paint brown. Although I guess that wouldn't be that bad for Cawdor.
It's just a little bit of extra sepia. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if I only used the Harder and Steenbeck airbrushes, I'd probably like them more. Because the specific needle shape that they use means that it feels very different in how it sprays as you move the trigger back. I find that it moves a lot more paint with less trigger movement.
That is quantifiably true.
Yeah.
I tested that in my airbrush roundup, and that is the case.
And that is true regardless of, I put in the, so I got the first Squidmar edition. I was like, I'm putting in the smaller needle because this is ridiculous. And it moves more than my larger Iwata ripoff brush.
Yeah.
It's outrageous how much it can actually output.
Yeah, but like you said, if you just get used to that,
right? Exactly. If that's the world you're living in, then you don't get surprised by it, and they're fantastic airbrushes.
Yeah.
Like that's not me hating on it. It's just like it's a to draw a car analogy. It's like when you get in someone else's car and you're like, oh man, those brakes are really grabby.
Right.
If you drive that car all the time, it's not an issue. But if you're not used to it, you will constantly be hitting the brakes too hard for a while you're getting used to it.
Yeah. Or like whenever I go home and try to drive my dad's Porsche, his fucking clutch is so heavy and so hard to use compared to my shitty little Civic.
I kick ass for the Lord.
Amos Dean and Adric Knight, Happy New Year. Appreciate you guys subbing. Guy shooting his load. Yeah, dude, my fucking brown load just got shot everywhere. Disgusting. All right, we're cleaned up. We're all nice and clean now. Oh man, have I tried the new Ultra 2024? I don't think so. All right.
If I was an airbrush company, I probably would stop sending Scott airbrushes.
Why?
I've seen the inside of that airbrush drawer and
Right.
how you destroy them.
I don't destroy them. They have a little bit of paint in them that's causing the needle to get clogged a bit. They're not destroyed. You want to see destroyed? Go to Vince's house, okay? That's a destroyed.
No.
airbrush.
You've got it backwards. His aren't destroyed. They're just filthy.
Ugh.
They're ridiculously filthy.
Yes.
Then I pull out yours and it's like, oh yeah, this needle's bent. Oh yeah, this one's just
No.
completely jammed.
There's no bent needles in there.
Okay.
It's all just clogged paint. That's all what it is. Maybe one of them is bent, and like a little bit, and I don't know about that. But all the ones in that drawer I never use, and so as soon as they became clogged, they were an inconvenience. I just put them away.
Truly a loving owner.
Yeah. Well, they're not my favorite ones. You know, the favorite ones get all the attention.
The Toy Story meme of I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, basically. All right, we got some brown. It's very similar to brown leather, one of my beloved paints from Scale 75. So funny to love a brown paint.
Love a Brown Paint is the name of Scott's autobiography.
Updated my Badger 105 from 2021. It's fine, I guess. It does the thing. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Badger Patriots 105. Is there like whatever? They are a workhorse brush. So they're dirty, but in a way that makes them unusable. Yes, exactly. I really love that Army Painter Speed Brown leather color. Okay, I don't know if I've used that one. All right, so for our nice accent brown color, I painted half of the, I think it's called a coif brown, and we will paint half of this guy's coif brown as well. Holy coverage, Batman. This is painting over this black super nicely. I haven't put any water in it. It is this flowy, just like right out of the container. And it's like covering the black really well. And I can tell that it's covering the black really well because there's white speckly overspray.
Hey Scott, you might want to look at your monitor real quick.
It
Your
is
framing problem. I froze it so you could see.
okay. I'm in the way.
Very.
The reason why I can tell it's
HUD the Hobby Daddy says, "Welcome to every stream once Evan leaves."
hold on here. Have you seen him streaming paint? I popped into your painting stream like 3 times. Every single fucking time. You were fully eclipsing this camera, okay? It ain't just me. It's hard, okay?
It is difficult.
I'll take no shit.
I will also say, I'm left-handed, so I have an extra struggle on that set.
Don't you move the camera? I thought you moved the camera.
I've only been able to do that once.
I'm on Twitch for the blurry Scott here. Somebody needs sound alerts. So for the longest time, I thought about having like a laser, infrared laser that has like a trip that if I pass it, it makes a sound for me here. But it'd be way funnier to give you guys the sound to use. Exactly, so you can honk at me. Anyways, this, I can tell this is covering really nicely, just simply because there was speckling on this hood from the khaki that I was like blending, and it covered not only the black, but also the speckling, and so it just evaporated in one fell swoop. So very good.
I was watching Adam's video on these where he was kind of diving deep into the ER of the paints, and they say that they're 4 to 7 times more pigmented than their original paint line.
I kind of wonder, obviously other than cost, what the downside of that would be. Like, why would you not want to do that?
I mean, obviously at some point you run into the pigment is the paint problem.
Like, it's
just to say, like, you know, you need enough room for surfactants and so on to work. You keep adding pigment, at some point you're just dealing with paste.
Yeah.
But
I guess that makes sense, but like I feel like pigment is so fine that
I think that the point at which you reach that is likely well past very good coverage for most colors.
okay.
Also, it depends on how fine the pigment is ground. That was one of the interesting takeaways from the Alex video.
Yeah, there was
It's
actually
like they might be using the same material, but one is more consistent and smaller of that same material.
yeah, there was one brand or one style of metallic that used flakes that were painted in like a weird what was it? It was like pink and green and blue, like an iridescent look. There was two brands that used these when doing silver paint, and like one was so much more clearly ground finer than the other. It was really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
The pigment becomes a hindrance for the paint. Yeah, I wonder at what point that happens. But anyways, really, really great coverage so far. Again, painted over this thing, nailed it. Like it looks pretty similar. It's hard to tell, but it looks similar in value to that hood thing. And this was largely white. That was largely black. So again, this is all pointing to good stuff here. All right, what else should I paint brown? I do the ropes in an ochre color. I do his like shin stuff in black, the trim around that shin stuff in metal. Am I seeing anything else here? All the little ropes around his arms, because why not? I have done in a black cloth, and then everything else is metallic. Right? Seems right.
That should be fixed now, Super Gamer Boys.
Super Gamer Boys! Reminder to folks, Adepticon registration is next week. Thank you, HUD. Appreciate it. Wasn't John a community person for Arm Painter for like a month? Yeah, he was. It was a short little while just because he realized that it was going to take a lot of effort to make that happen. So he just stopped doing it, which is very reasonable. I wonder if I should just like paint everything else that I need to be black. Okay, the one thing I am going to use the scale paint for is just the green, because I want it to look the same as the other green.
Cop out.
I know, I forgot I had to paint the other half of his hood thing. They're in such a weird scale, though. I'm sorry, what the... Oh, I picked up the Cawdor Gang to kit bash into my COS flagellants. Cities of Sigmar? Flagellants? They're a weird scale. I mean, I can't tell. They seem like they're kind of normal-ish. Definitely not for like humans, though, in like a fantasy game, but definitely bigger.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you mean. Yeah, that makes sense.
Cawdor definitely seems like it falls into that miserable to paint experience.
It's definitely getting there.
Lots of weird bullshit ropes and shit.
Yeah, not the entire. I don't mind the robes. I actually like the robes a little bit, but everything else.
Sorry, ropes with a P.
Oh yeah.
Not robes.
Yeah, definitely true. I don't like all the stuff, all the extra stuff.
Also, I adjusted automatic ad director was on.
Okay.
So now it'll be more consistent.
Awesome.
Still the same thing. 90-second ad breaks every 22 and a half minutes.
Okay. That's like my barometer for like how many ads are too many ads is like how shit was cable television. If we're approaching cable television, then we've gone too far.
Well, cable television is 22 and a half minutes of content to 7 minutes and 30 seconds of non-content.
I mean, like, we're not there yet, but you can see how we're
We're going to get there.
We're getting
100%.
there, right? like the age of Netflix coming out for like the first time was like such a amazing experience. You could pay like $15 for like not free, but like ad-free content.
Did you see that now you have to pay Prime to not get ads?
Yeah, now yet, yes.
An extra $3 a month to not get ads on your Prime content?
Dude, it's wild.
Yeah. Well, it's not wild. I mean, to me, it's entirely expected. I'm shocked it took this long.
It's the way of things.
Well, here's what happened, Scott. This is the real deep truth.
Are we going into SOPA right now?
No. None of that nonsense is actually why this is happening. Why this is happening and rapidly and now, we saw the slow increment of these things over the last like decade, but then all of it's kind of accelerated in the last 6 months. It's interest rates. Because of the fact that money is no longer free, man, you are completely blocking the entire frame with your head.
I think it's because my camera is just, you guys can see it. It's so far
up,
like behind my head and up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to move it. And I'll just do that right now. Just so this can stop happening. We can all have a fun time.
I'm going to go ahead and do what you should have done and switch to the face cam so people don't get sick. And anyway, the change in interest rates means that money can't just float and be free anymore. So these services can't float not turning a profit. So all of them are cranking the dials until they actually are profitable. I don't think YouTube has been profitable until the last year.
I've also heard things like that, how YouTube has not been profitable or for many years. But
it's like impossible to know because Google won't say, or Alphabet, as the case may be. But yeah, exactly. They all borrowed like crazy. But I mean, like, it's all venture capital and stuff. The only one that we know anything about is Netflix, because that's all they do. And Netflix has been profitable for like the last couple of years, which is why they haven't. The only thing that they've done is they clamped down on password sharing slightly. It didn't change the deal as much. I mean, like, rates, how much the actual packages and stuff have cost on all this stuff have been adjusted over time. But yeah.
I mean, the clamping down on passwords, I think, is a bit more of a game changer for Netflix than you are letting on, just because like they increase their subscriber base by like 25% with one policy change,
That's true. No, sorry, I don't want to undersell the actual impact that had. I mean, them doing that is just substantially, it's getting people to play by the rules of the game rather than all the other stuff, which is we're trying to monetize what we have more.
Yeah, that's true. I kind of see it as a version of that, but like, I mean, obviously, people are just being a skis trying to get Netflix for free or for cheap by sharing logins and stuff. That's not how it's designed to be used. Fair play. K4 Camel Triber. Guys, I have a serious question about airbrushing. I have problems with paint splatters, especially when priming. I used AK, and the experience was horrible. I tried thinning the primer, but to no avail. It got better when using Pro Acrylic primer, but the primer rubbed off seemingly when I was only touching the model. Always try. I let it dry for hours.
Pro Acrylic primer, airbrush primer is the only product I don't recommend from them.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sure that I'll apologize to Jason in person when he's out here, because it's like, man, all their other stuff is great, and that primer is just not. My number one priority for a primer is that it's tough. Everything else is secondary.
Yeah,
and
like
it is the softest, weakest primer on the market that I've used.
Yeah, so we feel you there, Camel Triber.
Yeah.
The other thing, you've already thinned the primer. That was a good first step. The second step you have to do is crank that PSI up, because you don't really care about accuracy with a primer most often. So turn it up to 40, turn it up to 50, fuck it. Just send it and spray it through. The higher the PSI, the less speckling you will get. But speckling isn't really even that big of a deal in priming, just because, I don't know, if it's not causing literal physical texture on the model, then it doesn't really matter. Because you're not trying to be accurate with the primer, because it's a base layer. But yeah, increase that PSI. That should do it. Gotta love that fix for inflation is to crank up interest rate, which just makes everything cost more. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. At a certain point, I just feel so helpless about like how everything is working out, and I kind of just gotta deal with it, which sucks. I hate that. It makes me hate everything. That's how I feel. And 2023 made me hate everything. It was a good year. All right, we're gonna use camo green because the green that I use from Scale is trash.
Was 2023 a darker year than usual for you?
Absolutely, yeah. 2023 was rock bottom for Scott the Miniature Maniac, but in a very positive way. I mean that, and I'm not trying to get any pity, any sympathy, or anything like that. I mean it in an entirely positive way, in that like truly, YouTubing can't get any worse than this. And it's not because of anything that it's all my own fault. I'm not asking for any pity. But yeah, the Empire Strikes Back of years, 2023. Yeah. The best thing about 2023 was Star Wars. The dark middle.
The worst part about YouTubing was Star Wars.
That's seppuku. Thank you, appreciate it, my brother. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, dark middle chapter is a good way to put it. A lot of learning lessons in 2023, which is good.
What was your biggest disappointment YouTube-wise in 2023? And because we don't want to just focus on the negative, what was your biggest positive surprise or the thing you're most proud of in 2023?
I'm assuming this is largely in regard to video performance, right?
YouTube, just you on YouTube. I don't care if it's video performance or if it's the artistry of the videos or whatever. What were you most disappointed with? What were you happiest with?
I think my answer for both of these is the same thing, because it turned into a positive thing. Basically, the saddest part about what I learned in YouTube was I realized that what I like and what I enjoy, thank you for changing the camera, is not one-to-one what my audience also likes and enjoys. And so I can't just go on my merry way, like trying to make videos about my ADHD-fueled love of this hobby and expect people to follow me on that path. Or if I do that, and this is the positive thing, I have to frame the video in a very different way. And even I'm kind of unsure about that statement I just made, because I've seen some success in the ways that I've been framing videos and some not success. So that was the sad part. It was like, okay, YouTube is described as like kind of like you can do whatever you want and make money, and that's just not the case. That's not how it works. You have to do it in a certain way. And the positive part of this story is that I am now relearning how to make YouTube videos in 2024 in a good way. I did a lot of research when I was first getting into YouTube back in 2016, and my knowledge is old and bad. And so this kind of kicked my ass to re-explore what a good YouTube video is in 2023. And I'm learning a lot, and I've already implemented a lot of it. And I think it's gonna help me make better videos in the future. So all that is one. Are you talking about the algorithm issue? I suppose I am, but I hate framing it that way. I don't want to talk about it like it's an issue, because then it becomes just an excuse. It's like, oh, my video didn't perform well because of the algorithm. It's like, no, your video didn't perform well because you're not being a student of the platform. You're not figuring out why your shit sucks and improving it. You're just making an excuse. I hate that. I hate that thought process. I don't want to be like that. And so I'd rather play by the game of YouTube, or the game that they kind of, create the rules for, and find success doing it in the way that I want to do it, than just like say, woe is me. That makes sense. Very long-winded answer. Translation, I wish my audience liked Star Wars more. True. Very true. It's not an issue, it's the rules of the game. Sure. Was Other Games April a success? No, okay, let me change my answer. That was the biggest disappointment of 2024.
I was going to say that before chat did, because I was shocked that wasn't the first thing that you mentioned.
I forgot because it was the beginning of the year, but holy shit, that was so terrible. And I think the reason why it was terrible, there was no reason why it should have been terrible. And yes, I want to do something similar, but I'm going to experiment again. I think the key is I don't need to make a video announcing that I'm doing it. I'm just gonna do it, okay? And I'm not gonna open the video by saying, hey, we're in Other Games April and we're looking at a bunch of indie games this month. Like that just tunes people out instantaneously because they don't care about, at least I think, they don't care about that shit. You know, they don't care about indie games. They care about the games that they play. And most people, that's 40K, you know? That's
so I
AOS.
was gonna say your top performing video this year,
The board game one.
it's the board game one, which its title is Does GW Really Make the Best Minis?
And what happens in the first 15 seconds of that video? This is largely a rhetorical question, but I frame the whole concept of the video against a product that people that represents my subscriber base understand. I talk about GW, and it makes sense for that video. And that's how I think I got people to buy into the idea, which then broke the video outside of my typical subscriber base and into the board game world. Because I got a lot of constant people playing board games as well. So I took lessons that I learned from prior video failures and implemented it in that video. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm starting to feel good about how I understand how videos work. Because that video could have been performed so trash if I just gave it a different title, introed it in a different way. So yeah, Other Games April was a shocking failure. And I just need to advertise it to my audience in a different way. And by a different way, I mean not at all.
By advertise, you mean not advertise it.
I'm just gonna make videos, and they're gonna be about that stuff. And maybe at the end of the video, when the real homies aren't there anymore, then I'll be like, this was part of a thing. Me and some other YouTubers are doing it. Check them out here, you know? I love to hear that, Rolls Royce. The only negative I would say is that it makes me feel like it limits creativity and enjoyment. Absolutely, it absolutely does. But this is part of the game, you know? If you want to do YouTube and you want to make a video about Yasfiga, and you want people to actually watch it and see it, do not put Yasfiga in the title and in the thumbnail in a big way. That is a misplay. You don't want to do that. At least for my YouTube channel. If you have a Yasfiga focused YouTube channel and all you do is make content about it, then that makes sense, you know? If you have like a channel dedicated to Star Wars: The Old Republic, then all your shit should have that in the thumbnail and title. But if it's a general audience, then you have to think about how a general audience is going to perceive that video. That was a lot. I think Rocket Man props, I think a lot of people on YouTube don't clarify. What they don't clarify is that pretty much all of the conversations around videos, around video reach and what not is purely about people who aren't your core audiences. Like all of us here are gonna watch everything or nearly regardless, which means all of the how do I make this good really means how do I get new people to give a shit? Yes and no. Yes and no. Because you guys here on Twitch are not my core audience. I would call you guys the super core audience, which is like 5% of your viewer base. And that isn't enough views, at least for me, to break it outside of the super core audience, even to get it in the home tab of like my normal viewers, you know?
I think it's worth delineating here that it depends on the type of YouTube channel that you run.
That's true too. There's so much going on with fucking videos. I don't even understand all of it. If anyone tries to sell you on this is how you make good videos, they're fucking lying to you. This is all just me guessing right now.
Yeah.
There's so much that goes into what makes a highly performant YouTube video.
Well, what I was going to say is your channel and this stream and everything, it's personality driven, but it's personality driven on a specific topic.
Yeah.
The channels where the core audience and the super core audience are basically the same thing are ones that are seemingly entirely one of those things. You know, like if it's just a personality driven channel and it's just, hey, hang out with me while I live my whole life. And I mean, there are plenty of channels that fall into that category, you know, vlog channels and stuff like that. Then the Venn diagram has become a circle. Vice versa. If the channel is entirely just like random military history, and there, you know, like it has 50 different presenting voices, and it's all just like 10-minute drops on this is what the M4A2 Sherman was, then your core audience and your super core audience are going to be the same thing, because there's not like going to be layers of delineation there.
So Mike G mentioned something about the OGA that was very positive, and that a lot of very small content creators got into that event, and a lot of larger videos directed traffic at those channels in a big way, and that was a super positive thing. So even if my videos didn't perform super well, we got a lot of traffic to smaller companies and also smaller YouTube channels, which is a good thing.
Sorry, videos?
I made 4 videos.
In April?
Not in April. In May. It was called Other Games May, Evan. Come on. Gloomzorg. Thanks to the Prime Zone.
The ultimate retcon. Should I just go in there and change the title of that video to Other Games May?
Other Games Maypril.
In April, yeah.
That's good shit. Yeah, so someone said the trick is or the key to making a video is tricking GW fanboys into enjoying other games.
Sad but true.
It's kind of like that, or other products. It's not necessarily games, but other models, other things, and that's kind of what it is. And it's not tricking. It's just like I want to talk so much about stuff that's not painting right now, and I'm trying to hold back a little bit, but
it's all right. You're gonna get stuck in boring paint streams for the rest of the year because I'm not gonna be here. So go wild, man.
Sure. Another huge thing I learned in 2024 was just that I can't, and I want to make a video about this called like you can't trust yourself, and this is the thesis.
You learned this in the last 24 hours because you said 2024.
2023. Like there are so many things that I thought I didn't like in the world. So many things, from types of characters to games to shows to genres of film to reading books, like to so many things, mostly involving entertainment, that I was wrong about. And these are opinions that I have of myself. That's the most sacred thing. That's the one thing that you can rely on in your life. That the opinions you have about things that you like are accurate, and they're not even accurate. If you tried a thing that you thought you disliked 10 years ago, you may like it. And so that's just kind of like, that's what I'm thinking about when people say GW fanboys. It's everybody. They think they don't like third-party games, and they have these reasons, preconceived notions. And then they try out a new game where they see it in a different light. And like, actually, you know what? That game isn't that expensive. Or you know what? It isn't gonna take me 50 years to paint a skirmish force. I can do that. Hell, I could paint 2 of them, and me and my buddy could play this game that no one plays in my local area. It's like, it's not that hard, like all it takes is a change in framework, and then people give things a chance, right? And so that's what videos have to do. They have to change your framework, how you think about a thing. And then if they can do that, then sky's the limit. Yeah. This is a long-winded way of saying you actually do like painting Space Marines. No. I do not like painting Space Marines. And I was serious about that video title. I am not going to paint more. I think if I do paint a Space Marine thing, it'll be a big helmet, like a prop helmet.
The one that's been kicking around?
Yeah.
It's like kids with vegetables. As we grow, we learn, we like things we didn't used to, because our tastes change.
Yes, our tastes change, or an idea we had about something is no longer accurate.
Well, kids have actually literally different taste bud compositions to adults. So
yeah, but the way you see the world changes. All this stuff. Maybe Hellraiser isn't as bad as you remember. See, that I watched in like the last 4 or 5 years. I don't think I'm going to change much my opinion in that short time frame.
Well,
in summary, the double turn isn't that bad. You guys are the worst.
I mean, truthfully, the double turn isn't that bad. That's a matter of taste, not
it's a matter of taste.
Design.
That's true. And that's the other thing, is that people are allowed to have opinions about stuff as much as I hate them.
Hey, I keep saying it, and I keep believing it, that if they just made all the phases in AOS work like the combat phase,
yeah,
where it's like it's sort of alternating activation. It's just the priority roll is literally who goes first in every phase this turn.
Yes. This is also another great point, is that Okay, I lost my train of thought. What was the point you were making?
I was just gonna say that the priority roll only feels bad because of things like the shooting phase.
Yep.
Combat phase, it's not a big deal. If we're both playing like melee-centric armies, you winning the priority roll, yeah, it could win you the game because you get to make sure that you go with your big full-strength unit on this charge and so on. It's like, I'm gonna get to swing back. We'll see how things shake out. But if you're playing shooting heavy force or magic heavy force, where you just get to do that stuff and I don't, that sucks.
Or charging is the other big one that we're kind of forgetting about right now.
Well, no, because I mean, charging just leads into the combat phase.
No, it doesn't, because like
some of the stuff, yeah, they front load charges with other stuff, but that's more of a problem with the fact that there's a whole bunch of how do we make this thing offensive? I don't know. It does stuff on charges. And that's all over the game.
That's not necessarily what I mean either. Like you can move twice and then charge something that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get to. And so if you can like alternate back and forth everything, including the charging phase, then you could lock up a unit that made an opportunity for itself because it did move 2 times in a row or something like that.
Yeah.
But you're right though. Ultimately, I agree with what you're saying is if everything was alternating activation, the priority roll would make no fucking difference. Feverk, thanks for the prime sub, appreciate it. If GW players gave the other games a chance, there would be a lot less GW players. Maybe not. You know, I don't know. I'm not sure if I can make that statement. I'm not sure. I don't want to like pretend. I don't want to like hate on GW games. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, like I love a lot of other games that aren't GW games, but I don't want to like say that I'm like no.
We also have played only a small portion of GW's games because they make a lot of games. Scott, they make a lot of games.
I know, but like it's not a small portion. It's like at least half.
Think so? I mean, half of their current stuff, sure. They've got all these games throughout history that I haven't fucking played.
Yeah, but man,
some of them are coming back.
Yeah, they all seem. That's the thing about GW games. They all kind of seem a little bit like the same game.
Yeah, maybe.
Very similar bones. All right.
What do you guys feel about that framing?
Sorry. All right. That looks good enough. And then we'll add on a little bit of this autumn green. So it's a very slight highlight. Nice lime green color. I think alternating movement would add so much strategy to the game. It really would. It'd be so interesting to do just that one. Who cares about charge phase? Just do that one, you know? Just try it out. Oh, you neuter my crew boys. All they have is shooting and magic.
I think if they did the change that I'm talking about, you'd see a lot more people building into forces that either make their own force always fight first or the opposite force fight last to try and maintain that advantage. Which would be fine because now you're paying points and doing builds to try and give yourself the ability to swing a bunch of times before your opponent reliably.
Yep. Also, Digital Souls nailing it. The attraction to GW isn't just off of the game. It's the models, it's the lore, it is the popularity or the pre-popularity. And you are 100% correct. It's
availability is a core piece of this too.
Availability, it's many things put together. And I don't mean to say that GW doesn't deserve this and that they make bad games. That's not what I'm saying. But I think a lot of people are doing themselves a disservice by how little they think of other games. I poked a hole. Wow. Whatever. Don't need that much paint. I wonder if there's a place where I could buy caps for dropper bottles. Like the little things that go inside the bottle. Because I would definitely replace some of these ones that are splitting.
Oh, you don't mean the caps. Well, wait. Do you mean the
Saying the wrong
cap
word.
caps or like the little squirter?
A little squirter.
Yeah. I mean, you can buy entire dropper bottles.
Yeah, that
Probably a place that sells just the nozzles. Thank
Yeah,
you, Rufus.
I suppose I could just
The nozzle.
pop the nozzle thing out. I just don't know if they're all like the same or.
They aren't. This I
nozzle.
know.
Thank you.
Well, I've bought dropper bottles and stuff, and I have tried to swap nozzles.
It doesn't work.
The ones that I bought were not cross-compatible with Vallejo. It's one of those things where a million companies make the product, and they all, to the naked eye, look identical and are all completely different.
You don't really need a bright highlight on the back of the hood. It's not an important part of the model.
And there were a few videos this year that just did not perform.
You're telling me, bro. And I don't want to seem like I'm complaining, but I definitely think that some of them are really good and that they didn't get the time of day. But some of them are like whatever. I can see how people didn't enjoy the Pizza Boy video, for instance. That one isn't that one's kind of a little bit like less in your face. It's not as edited as tightly and stuff like that.
What does it take for a view to count as a view?
I think any click is a view, I think.
I think that there is a minimum watch time associated with it, but I can't remember what it is.
Okay.
I think it's very short, like 5 seconds or something like that.
Okay. All right, now we're gonna highlight this brown and all the other brown on the model. And I like to highlight brown by mixing in an ochre color. I feel like that often looks real nice. It's a yellow color, so it's just naturally a little bit brighter in value. It works nicely with if I use ochre as a midtone elsewhere on the model. And so for our ochre color, we'll use desert yellow.
Each time a viewer intentionally initiates the playing of a video on their device and watches for at least 30 seconds.
Oh, wait. So then YouTube retention graph shows you when a viewer drops off well before 30 seconds, in the first like 3 seconds or whatever. So it must capture that as a statistic, but not as a view.
That or that viewer's retention graph may not be accurate because they might skip ahead.
Saddens me if people didn't appreciate the Adepticon video. Yeah, again, I just feel like the other thing is that I am not good, and you guys all know this, at putting out videos consistently. And that is a huge thing that's fucking with me as well. I think. I don't know. I think, though. And so I don't have an answer to this question, but I gotta figure out a way to make videos more consistently and also just more often. I don't think making 2 videos a month is the play. I think I should be making 4 videos a month. And I need to figure out a way to do that. Or I don't know, because you have channels like Drew Build Stuff. You guys ever seen Drew Build Stuff? He makes a natural hot spring in his backyard, or he makes a tiny home, or he makes a amazing doghouse. He has one video, his fucking insane project, and he finishes start to finish. And he might make a video once a month, once every 2 months, and it's fucking amazing. It's amazing. I don't know though. I don't know if I have the kind of, I don't know. I can't really keep up with that. I tried that at one point. I proved to myself that I couldn't do that. Yeah, I think I need to make videos more frequently. Just because it keeps me on top of my game. It keeps me honest. And yeah, and that just makes you more relevant on YouTube.
That's why in 2024, the Miniac YouTube channel will post 3 videos a day.
Oh my God.
Eons of Battle will no longer hold the crown for the most frequent uploads.
Yeah, fucking Eons of Battle, man. These guys are monsters. They make us all look bad.
Hey, Jay and Nick's content is good, but I will say, no shade, much of it is lower effort than the type of content that you put on your channel.
And I think they would agree to that. But I bet they're not doing too bad fiscally.
No, I think that that model is working quite well for them.
Making videos is easy. Making well-produced videos is hard.
Yeah.
How dare you? I feel like if you were doing videos like your Chaos Knight conversion less frequently, but bigger stakes, you could get away with that. And I think you're very right. And that one's an easy one to pick on because it has like over 1 million views. Now the question is how do I do that, but also not only do it to GW stuff? How do I make an epic video about Star Wars miniature painting that gets that many views?
You don't, because Star Wars is toxic.
You know, it's like you have to hide the subject from the viewer.
I really do think that quite a few of the Disney properties right now are kind of radioactive.
Are they? Okay.
Marvel's been on the decline the last like year and a half. I mean, like the best example I can point to of that is the Midnight Suns video game is, by all accounts, quite excellent. And I just bought it myself, and I'm very excited to play it after it made some people's Game of the Year lists because it came out very, very late last year. Sorry, very, very late in 2022.
Midnight Suns.
Yes. It's got Blade and it's got... Might want to play this game.
What is it?
It's made by Firaxis, the company that made all of the XCOM games and stuff like that. And it's like a story-driven... you know what? Actually, I don't want to spoil too much about it, but it's basically like the combat system is built on like a card game.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool. It's very tactical and very interesting. And it has a ton of story content and Blade's in it. So you might want to play it.
All right.
Citizen Perfect says, Midnight Suns is awesome. I have every achievement except having Maximum Dark and not unlocking every other achievement because of that.
Okay. I'll take a look at it. Sounds cool. With shorter form content, yeah, and that's another thing. There's so many things that would be good to do. And I've heard from numerous people. Okay. This is a funny story. But my best man at my wedding, Scott Hyman, the guy I painted the Blood Angel army for.
That he totally still has.
Yep. He did not sell it. His brother-in-law, so someone married to a sibling of his wife, this is very complicated, works for Mr. Beast. He is someone who does the ad communication. Like they set up the agreement, the contracts, get him to sign it, get him to send assets. And so he has a job in a very prolific YouTube channel. And he put me in touch with this guy and we had a conversation. And among many things he said, where one of the things was, YouTube is favoring channels that make shorts, just period, at all.
Yes.
So if you just make the content and it isn't ruining your channel's performance, it doesn't matter if you're getting shit views. Just keep doing it and keep grinding, and you will see performance just merely because you're doing it.
There's also
I hate to hear that. I hate hearing that, honestly.
There's a second piece of that too, which is that the shorts suggestion algorithm is broken. I mean, like, it's not like OP broken. I mean, like, it literally, there's something wrong with it. And some stuff will get super hyper elevated, and it's incredibly positive for the channels that happens to.
Yeah.
No one seems to know what makes that happen, but like, Pirate Software. He's a streamer,
Yeah,
game
this
developer.
guy.
He shows up in everyone's feeds because his shorts have, for some reason, been like ultra turbocharged. He was talking about this recently on one of the shorts that keeps showing up in my feed like 10 times in the last 2 days, where he's like, I went to my tax guy because all of a sudden I have like way more patron subscribers and whatnot. And, you know, I'm worried about like the sudden tax stuff. And my tax guy goes, what did you do? My grandson knows who you are. What did you do? He's like, it's all shorts. For whatever reason, a few of the shorts have just been like extra super recommended all the time.
Yeah. And this is such an easy layup. It's just like, all I have to do is I have so much creative content that could be mixed down into a short. And it wouldn't even need to be fresh content. And I have all that stuff on a NAS somewhere. It's just like someone has to go and do it. And it's like, there are better things for me to be doing right now than rehashing my content into a different format. And maybe
do a short replacing the needle on your airbrush.
Yeah, no shit. I mean,
sad but true.
That could be a short. That would be new content. And actually, since TikTok became popular, I've been keeping a list of original content for shorts that would work for miniature painting. And obviously, I haven't done any of that shit. But that is another thing that I just need to do. I just need to fucking go and do it, or have someone else do it. I've had a lot of channels, or a lot of people email me, like third-party companies, and like, hey, we can make shorts for you. And I'm like, okay, make one and show me what you do. And I've gone through like 3 of them, and that are just like trash. They're so fucking bad at editing. And I give them like a list of feedback to fix the stuff, and they never reply. They're always gone. They're always gone after that first sample they give me that is inevitably trash, and that I give feedback to. But yeah, that'd be a good thing for me to do, Adric and I, for sure. You outsource the vid production? No. Okay, so this might be a little bit confusing because I did have an editor for a very long time. But all that editor did was they did the podcast for a very long time until we got a different editor to do the podcast. And then they worked on the masterclass courses for a long time. And that was kind of it. Every once in a while, Alex would take my painting footage, and I record stuff upside down. My camera's upside down. And so he'd take my footage, he would clip out like I'm going to the palette. He would clip out I got my head in the way of the camera, which happens all the time, as you guys know. He would clip out he would flip it, and he would color grade it, which is just putting a LUT on the file. And then I would walk into that edit, which that's called assistant editing, and I'd make the whole video. So beyond that, every bit of editing is done by me on every video you've seen on the entire channel. Right, you're right, Mike. That's totally true. All right, let's get some matte black paint so we can get some darker brown. I'm gonna like go into business with someone who's gonna make shorts for me. They have to like not make shitty fucking shorts. Or like editing is all about like feedback. Like I give so many rounds of notes to editors that I ever work with. So it's kind of it's confusing to me why they wouldn't take at least one round of feedback.
Yeah.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
There's definitely the school of thought though that on shorts, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I think it does and it doesn't. Like, for whatever reason, YouTube will not stop sending me really shitty gaming clips in my shorts feed. Like, just absolutely, like, atrocious. It's not top-tier gameplay. There's no personality. There's nothing. It's just like a 15-second clip of Call of Duty of, like, them shooting someone on a staircase. And that's it. There's no effort. It is literally just a 15-second clip. It's not a highlight reel. It's not even a highlight-worthy thing. It's just a thing. You say, I'm not interested. You hit the down thumb, dislike, whatever. Don't show me this channel again, the whole thing. Next short is some other bullshit, and then the short after that is another one of these crap gaming clips. It's terrible.
I have noticed how
Reddit post robot voice Minecraft clip. Yep, those come up all the time too.
Yeah. I read some stuff about how, I mean, I've been getting a lot of stuff in my recommended that I don't care about. And so I've started to do what you just described, where I am now telling YouTube what it is I like and what I don't like, and stop showing me this channel. And it's not really making anything better.
Well, my general feed on YouTube is normally okay. And I've told you about this before, where I actively search for the channels I want to make sure get recommended to me. You know, it's like, I know that there has been a new video from this channel in the last week. Why hasn't it been recommended? I'm just going to search the name of that channel. Mm-hmm. I don't even have to click on a video from them. I just type in the name of the channel, Habby147. Cool. Sure enough, next time I go to refresh YouTube, his 3 most recent videos are in like the top 20 recommend, because it weights that really heavily. But shorts, it does a whole different thing. It just like takes in all this information and then just completely disregards all of it. It's just like, oh, you're male? Cool. We're not going to suggest makeup videos to you. We're going to suggest all the other stuff. Oh, you're female? We're putting makeup videos in the feed and we're taking out some of the gaming clips. That's it. We did it.
Wilhelm, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. I had the perfect idea for Scott's shorts. Do you happen to own a French-made outfit? I don't.
We can fix that, Jay.
Yeah, for sure. The real thing I'm
just
seeing,
bring it to Adepticon. He can wear that while I cosplay as Vince.
The real thing I'm seeing is a lot of people who are pushing shorts content are actually making their money on product placement deals and shit. You know, yeah. And that's not what I'm looking to do, but what I am looking to do is just drive more people to my larger, you know, YouTube channel and social media empire.
Well, and that's the key here too, is YouTube shorts, you know, there's all this hubbub of, you know, like making money off of the shorts themselves, and that's nice. But really the main thing is getting people to click through onto the channel and other videos, the real videos. Or the stream, in the case of someone like Pirate Software. Where it's like, he was doing fine as a streamer, but he's a game dev. And now his streams, you know, like it's live now on YouTube and Twitch or whatever, and it's like he's got 10,000 viewers. That's because he blew up on YouTube Shorts. Just weird.
Yeah. Okay. I think what I want to do now is paint all of the metallic stuff. I was considering painting all of the stuff black that I wanted to paint black, but I reasoned that while painting the metallic stuff, I'll definitely be getting like crap all over where the black will be eventually. So might as well do the silver now and then just kind of paint the lines carefully, and then that'll be good. All right, we talked a lot about YouTube, about lessons for content creation going forward in 2024 here. We haven't talked about movies at all. I got a lot of movies watched in the end of 2023 here. I think I ended up watching 144 movies in 2023 total.
I think I watched the least amount of movies in the last year of any year in my whole life.
Really?
I think that is a factual statement.
How could you?
I don't know, man, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
The one I watched, I watched a lot of movies, but one that is standing out at the moment is the first Rambo movie called First Blood. Not called Rambo, called First Blood. And it was like, you know, when I think of Sylvester Stallone, I don't think of him like an amazing actor. But, you know, in that movie, he had a couple lines of really good dialogue. The movie in general has a really good story and a really good lesson.
Oh, the first Rambo is like great.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a real movie.
It's good.
Then the second movie, he's like, I'm going to blow up that helicopter. It's going to be rad.
Yeah. It's a little confusing because, like, there's no Vietnam in it at all, which is maybe a slight spoiler, but it's been out for a while. But yeah, like that movie, if you think Rambo is all stupid, watch the first one. It fucking kicks ass. It's good.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, First Blood.
Have you watched the Rocky movies?
Yeah. I've seen all of them, other than like the new ones with that guy.
Yeah, Creed. Creed's
yeah,
really
yeah.
good, but
I've seen the
no,
first Creed.
the first Rocky movie is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean they're all pretty damn good.
Well, I don't know that I'd go that far, but certainly Rocky 1 gives you the creeps. Yeah, maybe. No, Sylvester Stallone is a pretty good actor. His range is pretty limited because he's got, one thing he can do.
Yeah.
If you like A Knight's Tale, you should like Rocky. They're the same movie. No, A Knight's Tale is a lot more plucky and lighthearted.
I do like Knight's Tale though. Movie rocks. Rufus got through 107 movies this year. That's still a lot though. Part of the problem is movies are getting longer and longer. Yeah, it's true. First Blood was only called Rambo for part 2. I believe that. That one was pretty good. I watched Yorgos Lanthimos' new movie called Poor Things. I've actually seen all of his movies.
Your framing is way off. I think that when you realigned the camera, you did it slightly wrong or something.
I think I just didn't do it. I didn't point the thing high enough. I like to actually kind of hover over my palette.
There you go. That's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, HUD, I'm like right there with you. I'm not sure how many movies I actually watched in the last year, but I would wager that it was less than 10. Which is something.
It was definitely not less than 10.
I think it might have been.
I mean, maybe, but like there are months where I think I haven't watched any movies, but I've watched like 7 or 8, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yep. I didn't have any big bursts like that. I watched Santa with Muscles. I didn't even watch the whole movie because I left the party before it was over. I watched Killers Under the Flower Moon. Watched the Barbie movie. I watched Gladiator this year, or was that last year? It might have been
now
last year.
attempting to remember every single movie he watched in the last year.
Killed your camera.
Yeah, my camera just turned off. Like, and now it's back on. What the fuck?
You bumped the power cable or something?
Oh, I can see it. It's pulling out.
It's dingle dangling.
Here.
You need me to come over there and help.
No, I just need to figure out how to get some extra slack out of this.
Camera's pull-out game is strong. Thank you, Mike Genie.
Very strong. All right, 1 second. Let's put it on the face cam again so I can turn the remote focus on for the camera. I think film school killed my interest in movie length content. Oh yeah.
Watched some shows this year.
Yeah. A lot of people like shows.
I didn't even watch that many shows either, but I watched some. I believe I watched Andor this year. That was like the beginning of this year. Like that. Watched Ted Lasso this year. I enjoyed that immensely.
That's a great show, yeah.
I just watched all of Gundam The Witch from Mercury on New Year's Eve. That shit slapped. One of the most rushed second seasons of a show I've ever seen in my life, though. Worked, but like, man, they covered a lot of ground. Yeah, Witch from Mercury has my personal endorsement. Very good. I have not watched The Bear. That is on my list, Keen.
I watched that one. That one's good. Yeah, Poor Things, crazy movie. Asks a really interesting question. That's not it's not necessarily a worthwhile question to ask, but it's still a really interesting question to ask. And that's kind of what I like about movies. They get to explore these bizarre scenarios that only can come up in fantasy worlds. I also watched Rebel Moon because I am just in need of more Star Wars content. Anyone seen Rebel Moon? Want to chat about that movie? Been getting a lot of buzz on the internet for
I have
better or for
not
worse.
watched it.
Oh man. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Star Wars fan fiction, maybe.
Yeah, it kind of is. You're definitely right about that. I liked Rebel Moon. I think it's getting hate from people who already hate Snyder. I thought it was. I mean, obviously there are things about it that you can enjoy. The big, super awesome sci-fi, fantasy landscapes and some really cool combat sequences. But I think as far as it being a good movie, it fails like insanely. It's a terrible movie. But it's got some cool stuff in it, and it's worth at least one watch, I would say. Yeah, people were calling it like a copycat of Star Wars, and it's definitely like unique enough to be a worthwhile attempt. It has some similarities for sure, but it's definitely was worth it, I think. Good news, you get 2 more movies. I'll watch them. I'll try it out. Why not? Yeah, the first one
Wasn't good, but I did kind of enjoy it. So sure, I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I watch intentionally bad movies, so
Yeah,
who am I to say no to watch a movie because it's a bad movie?
I sent Scott a link to this. I'm looking forward to watching The Sudbury Devil.
Oh, right, yeah.
Low budget horror by Otten Shea Films.
I did not give Rebel Moon 3 stars. I still haven't seen Hidden Fortress, but I have so many. I was hoping that Criterion would do some sales over the holiday season, and I didn't really find any. But there are so many Akira Kurosawa movies on Criterion, and I definitely want to pick up Hidden Fortress and watch it at some point. But also other ones like Sword of Doom and other good stuff. All Quiet on the Western Front. An R-rated. I don't think an R-rated cut is going to fix the problems that I had with the movie, but that's still interesting. And honestly, that was one of the things that was different about the movie compared to Star Wars for me, is that the cut that is available right now on Netflix is a lot darker than anything on Star Wars. Like immediately. At least some parts of the movie are. Have I watched The Blue Eye Samurai? I have not. Criterion has a 50% off sale twice a year, and so does Barnes & Noble. That's when I got to get in there, dude. That's the good stuff.
Scott, when are you going to see Curtis next?
At the very least, in 6 days, when we play Jaws of the Lion again.
Cool.
Why are you asking?
I got his Christmas gift in the car.
It's a Christmas gift.
Christmas gift.
Actually, this Wednesday,
You back at volleyball already?
No, I'm not. What are you guys doing at the Source, if you know?
Theoretically, it's Song of Ice and Fire night, though a game of Song of Ice and Fire on a Wednesday has not happened now in about a month.
Okay, but so what are you doing then?
Cyberpunk, Blood Bowl for me, Infinity.
Everything. Dealer's choice.
Pretty much. I mean, if you want to come in and play Song of Ice and Fire, you probably can.
I was actually gonna see if Curtis wanted to play a different game, like Cyberpunk or something like that. Okay. Trying to figure out what part of this giant crossbow is metal, and what part is wood and other stuff.
I don't think they have wood on Necromunda.
For Barnes & Noble, it's July and November, and on Criterion, it's March and October. All right, I can wait. I think Snyder is the definition of becoming a victim of his own success. A lot of things he pioneered early on have now become tropes but he just lives in that space. Haven't watched it myself, and my expectation is just to be entertained, not looking for Dune, but rather a fun romp with fantastical shit. Yeah, I think you'll find that 100%.
I have enough questions about where they get leather, Mike, but I don't maybe want to ask many questions, but certainly would. I think that pretty much that whole thing is metal and like leather rope. Looks like it's made out of like pipes and planks.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's no
wood grain.
There's no wood in here. I guess part of it is like, what do I want to paint? Like, I did this thing where I painted this black and I dry brushed it silver, and then like I painted it with a green glaze, and then I have just like normal like silver, and then like I have like rusty silver. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's gonna go where, but at the very least, you can probably just start with a nice silver base coat on the majority of this crossbow.
Do they have dirt, Rufus?
Do they have dirt? Got the ash wastes?
That's not really dirt. It's ash and waste. Hive cities get things from other types of planets. Yeah. I don't think that a gang in the Underhive is going to be able to afford boutique imported wood.
What else did I watch? I watched a movie called Pie Wacket. It's a horror. I watched Evil Dead Rise again. The movie rocks. I watched the Super Mario's movie from 1993.
That movie is awesome.
The movie's... They tried so hard on the production of that movie.
They had like... my thing that drives me nuts is like people are like, oh, well, you know, like what were they doing? And it's like they had nothing to go off of. They had a guy running around jumping on turtles. And then they were like told, make a feature-length movie out of this. And like all the lore that they have is like the fucking first page of the 4-page little pamphlet that came in a Nintendo cartridge.
Yeah, I actually was curious about that. I was curious where they like failed with the lore. And
I don't think they did, but a lot of people, I think that the 90s was the wrong time for gritty Mario in another world.
Yeah.
I think that if you made that exact same movie today, people would be hyped all over it.
No, they would shit on it for how much it fucks with the source material.
No, not at all. I completely disagree.
Dude, Evan, nerds are fucking nerds, bro. They love their personality is around what they love. And if you fuck with that, you're doing it a disservice and it becomes hated. Like, look at Sonic. Like, people hated that movie and they didn't even watch it.
No, that's not true at all. That movie did very well. They hated that first trailer with that horrible, weird human teeth Sonic CGI.
And that's all it took.
They went back and they remade the Sonic model, and the movie did well, and they made a sequel to it.
Thank you. That's all it took. It took just a shitty model of the guy. No story. It was just a bad look. That's all it took. And so all the things I did in that movie surely would have destroyed its performance.
No, I disagree.
That's fine. You can disagree. But that movie was fun to watch, though. And one thing they invented in that movie that then became canon was Luigi's love interests in what's her name? What are the women
Daisy?
called? Daisy, yes. Yeah. Daisy was not into that until that movie came out, and then in the next Mario Party they included that in like the lore, that was cool.
Yeah, both the Sonic movies did incredibly well. It was just that first trailer, and it was only the CGI for Sonic himself.
That's all it took to have people react so viciously. Fucking making like petitions to have the people go back and redo it.
Yeah, but on the other hand, like people love stuff like The Lies of P, which is an incredibly successful video game. It's a Souls-like game, and all it is it's a Souls-like where you play as Pinocchio. and all the lore is based off of the story of Pinocchio.
Okay.
But it's like, super dark and grim, and everyone's horrible and bloody and everything. Yeah, it's a really good game. My point is the taking the world in that direction like they didn't work that well in 1993, would totally work really well in 2023.
He's wrong. Totally wrong. What did I fucking watch? Oh, I watched, oh my God, there's a holiday movie that's apparently super classic, and I've never seen it before. And I watched, it's called The Holiday. That movie wasn't shit. I thought it was going to be generic holiday romantic comedy schlock, and it totally wasn't. It was totally more than that.
The one with Jude Law in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that when it came out. It was fine.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a little more than fine. Got some cool stuff in it. And also I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, a movie.
Jack Black. Yeah, I saw this in theaters. I remember this. It's fine. It's fine.
I didn't know that Buffy the Vampire Slayer was based, it started as or at least in the silver screen. It started as a movie, not a TV show.
Yes.
So I watched the original movie from 92. That was pretty good. It could have been better. Holiday is corny but good fun. Yeah, it's definitely got some corn for sure in it. But yeah, Buffy is definitely fun. I have not played Baldur's Gate. I think I don't really want to play it, but I've heard a lot of things from people lately that have made me feel like maybe I do want to try it out.
Scott's just scared because he doesn't want to fuck the bear.
I don't like turn-based video games. I've tried them recently. It kind of kills video games for me. I'm like, I want fast, rapid action content. I don't want to.
Hey, Scott.
I know, I get it. Board games, I get it.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say, do I need to rewind the stream like an hour and play back the part where you said that you can't trust yourself?
Well, I know, but I like 4 months ago, I played what seemed like the prequel to Baldur's Gate 3. Not Baldur's Gate 2, the other one.
Baldur's Gate 1?
No, we've discussed this before. The same company makes another CRPG.
Yeah, you played Divinity Original Sin.
Yeah, I played Divinity Original Sin and immediately hated it because of the combat. But some people were telling me that it does it really well, turn-based combat, and so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll try it out.
I think that what it doesn't just do turn-based combat very well, it also simulates D&D very well. But
okay,
you're on record as saying that D&D isn't tactical.
I don't know if that's what I said.
Those were your exact words.
Okay.
Or Necromunda is the same. Yeah, I mean, like, they do play very differently in the sense that they're very different underlying systems, but they are both turn-based combat.
Yeah.
How many times have you watched Ice Pirates now, Scott?
I only watched it once, but I do have it on Blu-ray, so that'll probably go up by at least one. I think next up on the list of shitty movies to watch is a movie called Night Riders, which the concept of that movie is fantastic. It's basically like there are medieval people running around on motorcycle bikes wearing like full suits of armor and I think jousting. But yeah, I can't wait to watch that.
This Night with a K.
Yeah. Night. And the fucking cover is beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. Yeah. So I mean, like, also, Baldur's Gate 3 got like Game of the Year, and everyone fucking loved it so much, and so I feel like I owe it to myself to try it out at least a little bit.
I mean, it's fantastic. If you like your decisions mattering and the world being nuanced, layered, deep, incredibly dense, and wonderfully written characters with so many options that you wouldn't even think that a developer would allow you to pick. That's the key thing about Baldur's Gate versus a lot of other RPGs, where it's like they account for the fact that you might have killed like this person's entire family, hours ago and not known it. That person's entire family being good guys. Like, you might have accidentally killed them, and like, oh, he will have dialogue about his family being missing. under mysterious circumstances or whatever. It's amazing. It's incredible.
That does sound pretty cool. I think generally speaking, I don't care so much for story in video games. I'm starting to change though. In order to enjoy Jedi Survivor more, I'm trying to imagine the game as though it is a movie playing out in my head, and that's making me appreciate story more. I think I'm getting better about appreciating story in video games. Largely, I'm pretty like, I don't know. I don't need too much of it. So much of Baldur's Gate's campaign was dependent on a dice roll for the narrative, which is so dumb for a video game.
I mean, it's not necessarily dependent on it because you can just reload saves. But I don't think that it's dumb that chance is a part of the game.
Remembering Knight Riders broke your brain. You know what's the best? What's mankind's best movie? B movie. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I forgot that Knight Riders is George Romero of Night of the Living Dead. I forgot about that. Camelot is a state of mind. I have not played Red Dead, no, but I got a buddy who loves it. He also likes a game called Obra Dinn. Got any Obra Dinn lovers in the chat?
Scott, have you seen Rollerball?
Oh no, but that is on my watch list, but I don't own it. I'm not sure how to watch it, but that Rollerball is not a roller derby movie, is it?
Well,
it's got a guy with like a spike on a helmet, and he's got like a circular fist, right, with a spike in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely on my watch list. I haven't watched it yet though.
In a world where corporations rule and no one asks questions, the vicious and barbaric sport of rollerball satisfies the violent impulses of the masses.
Wait, that sounds familiar. Is that The Purge? Is this The Purge before The Purge?
The Purge isn't a sport.
No, but like satisfying the violent urges of the masses. You know, that's
just football, Scott.
I suppose so. Man, there's so many little nooks and crannies for this crossbow thing. I gotta look at it in fucking 4 dimensions to make sure I get every single fucking surface of this thing. The coverage on the silver is pretty good for this Iron Painter paint. Just straight up.
Oh, you're using the Fnatic silver?
Yeah. Everything's been Fnatic so far, other than that green. Pretty good. Fucking LL Cool J is in the Rollerball remake. Oh, there's a Rollerball remake?
Yeah, no, there isn't.
It's got LL Cool J in it, though.
Listen, man.
Don't go down that road.
I think it's not that the coverage is good, it's that it's not a sparkle paint is what is the big difference there.
That too. It's doing pretty good about not being super sparkly.
All of the OG Army Painter metallics are quite sparkly.
Roboton USA.
Yeah.
Watch that first. Don't listen to that. They remade Rollerball with the dude from American Pie. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
it's from 2002, and it's a thing. The original is like a political movie. It's a movie with an idea and a statement.
Okay.
Here, let me just read you the Wikipedia entry for Rollerball 2002. Rollerball is a science fiction sports film directed by John McTiernan, a remake of the 1975 film of the same name. Based off of William Harrison's short story Rollerball Murder, the film stars all the people that we've been talking about. Unlike the previous film, it has a much greater emphasis on the action, with more muted social and political overtones than the original, and takes place in the present rather than in a future dystopian society.
I love how they just straight up admit to it.
Well, this is from Wikipedia. This is just people summarizing the fact that it is not actually the same thing. It just happens to have the sport rollerball in it, but otherwise, Nah.
Entirely different. That's fun.
Yeah, the original one has all these ideas about like individualism and the barbarity of contact sports in general. As things to say and think about, like many movies of the 70s. Not all movies of the 70s, but many movies of the 70s.
RoboCop.
That's in the 80s.
Running Man.
That's also of the 80s.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
We ran out of ideas. Yeah, Cool Fast Boys on Skates. Mike Genie's got it. That is the 2002 version. What if we did that, but without all the parts that make you think? Now we're cooking. Remember American Gladiators? We can't get the license to that. So instead, let's find the license to some other sportsy movie of a made-up sport so we can make people do stuff.
All right. Just trying to get this warhead looking nice and opaque. I don't know if I'd be interested, says Coronary Jump, but you shared an article on the science of paint drying in the Discord. I mean, that's
Literally an article where you watch paint dry. Fantastic. There's no such thing as a boring person.
Sorry, I was talking with the thing muted. Scott, you should watch Near Dark. I have watched Near Dark. It was pretty cool. I loved the all leather, sunglasses, vampire bar fighting scene. It was pretty awesome. You know, I think when I'm thinking about how I paint this other dude, I think I used an old school way of making the metal look kind of worn and nasty. And that was by first painting it in a bronze and then like maybe dry brushing or layering on silver. And just because of that muddier brown undertone for the metal, it looked kind of more
And it's
worn.
very important that they look perfectly identical.
That's not important, but I'm just remembering that old way of getting a more worn metal look, which is still totally good and valid. But we can get there through other means.
Did you know that George Romero was in a Call of Duty game?
In what way?
Played a voice of a zombie of himself?
No, I did not know this. Oh my gosh, there's still more silver stuff that I have.
He played a voice of a zombie in one of the zombie, I think the DLCs for the original Black Ops, it looks like. Very cool.
All right, let's slap a brown wash on this, and that'll give us kind of like a nice muddy metal.
Road to Fiddler's Green. Yeah, all right.
right, we back. Here's another War Colors paint. Okay, let's get a brown wash. Soft tone, I think, is what we want? Or is it strong tone is black?
No, that's
Wait. What's
dark
black?
tone.
Dark tone, that's what it is. Thank you.
A dark tone is black.
You're right. Strong tone is dark brown. Soft tone is like sepia, and then skin tone is a brown red.
Yeah, skin tone is definitely not Reichland flush shade.
Yeah. Oh, another video that Evan's gonna be in is he's gonna be in my Shatterpoint tournament, right, Evan?
Yeah, sure.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm gonna have to make my own Lobot mini. Run him with the rules of Darth Vader because Lobot's that powerful.
That would be so good if you did that. It's my proxy model. Lobot counts as Darth Vader.
He just looks at you silently and you die. It's amazing. Lobot OP. That reminds me, I gotta update some commands.
Is this related to Lobot?
No.
Yeah.
I should. You know what? Let me do that real quick. Hell yeah.
I think this wash works really nicely.
Army painter washes have always been good, unless you get some of the weird counterfeit ones. I think I've told that story on stream before. I don't know if mine were actually counterfeit, but I bought like their complete wash pack from Amazon. I don't know, 2018, relatively new to the hobby, and all of them were like gray. They weren't just desaturated. It was like they all had like titanium white mixed into the wash. It was very weird.
That is weird.
And so I sent them an email saying, "Hey, what's the deal? This dark tone isn't like the other dark tone that I have." Because I had a few from like the initial pack that I bought, which was like their little starter set or whatever. And they were like, "Oh yeah, sometimes that happens. Here you go." And they sent me another one for free. I later learned that there was a problem with a whole bunch of fakes on Amazon because of how like those Amazon stores work. Or I might not have been buying from Amazon. I might have been buying from one of the other resellers, and there were a whole bunch of Army Painter fakers at the time.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I don't really use their washes anymore, but that's mostly because I don't really use that many washes anymore.
Evan is an elite painter now.
Pro painter.
Doesn't need fucking baby washes, dude.
The only washes I use are oils.
Oil washes. Grunging it up. Love it.
We grunging.
Yeah, that's why I fired Evan, because nut time was out of control.
I'm gonna go grab some nuts right now. I got nuts in my car too. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Sag, the last nut time I'll ever see. Probably not. Have I tried the AP Quick Dip? No, I haven't, but that is definitely like a special kind of wash, right? There's like more going on there than just an acrylic wash. It takes so long to dry, right? And it's like super glossy as well, I think. But then once you like put a matte varnish on it, it like looks so good. The first time I was exposed to that quick dip stuff was in like an ancient Sarastro painting video where he paints zombies from Zombicide. Otherwise, I've never really seen it used a whole lot. You know, one thing that was kind of cool I saw this weekend was CMON is partnering with Mindwork Games to have display models, 75mm display models for their Zombicide line.
What?
Yeah. And so we're going to get display models of various Zombicide characters. I don't know. They didn't say which ones, but that's cool. I think people in general, and myself included, have been asking for something like this for a very long time. I think Zombicide's a weird IP to pick, but I get why they picked that one.
It's their biggest and biggest.
100%. I mean, that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah. That's also like their thing that is exclusively them.
Right.
Right. A lot of their other stuff is, and even Zombicide to some degree, is tied up in third-party licenses.
Yeah.
Whereas with Zombicide itself is just theirs.
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see that stuff for Song of Ice and Fire in the future.
Yeah.
Seeing those same files of like Asha and stuff, but like a 75mm bust, so you can actually see where the eyes are.
That's a thing. I think Mindwork is probably going to resculpt stuff because you can't.
You're probably right.
You can't really, just make it big and then print it. It'll look a little weird. But
sometimes you can, but that's normally because of rookie sculpting errors where they go, look at all these amazing details that I put in that will not transfer to the miniature at this scale, and then definitely will not to the mold that we make of that miniature.
Yeah.
See that shit all the time.
Adric Knight's asking, do we have a t-shirt made for Evan that says Nut Time? Evan can make his own t-shirt on his own Redbubble. It says Nut Time, and he can sell it on his Twitch stream. I'm not making a shirt.
On my very successful and high viewer count Twitch stream.
Scott, 2 movies also for your list is Split Second with Rutger Hauer. That's the guy from the OG. What's the name of that movie? It's got a Harrison Ford in it. Blade Runner. And Nighthawks, also with Hauer and Stallone. Who's Billy D. Williams?
That's the guy that plays Lando Calrissian.
Oh, cool. It's so weird. Some actors are just so synonymous with a certain IP that you just can't imagine them outside of that IP, and Lando is definitely one of them. So that's cool. That's cool. He's in another movie. Okay. Split Second and Nighthawks. Lady Hawk's great. Love Lady Hawk. All right. We got some crusty looking metals. That's all good. Oh, God. Make sure we get also down in here.
Cool.
Oh, I I beat Jedi Survivor, and I also, in one day, I like went and killed like 6 or 7 different legendary monsters. Included among that was the Rancor. What else? There was this fucking frog. This fucking frog was so fucking hard to kill.
Is that one that's like in the base?
Yeah, in like
You like fall down a hole?
Yeah, you fall down a...
I died to that thing twice, and I was like, I'll do this later. Fuck this thing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's basically what happened to me, too.
Well, I was just running around that base, and then I discovered him and died to him, and I was like, well, I gotta go get my XP. And then I realized there was definitely no way to escape once you're fighting him. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, nah, I ain't got time for this shit. Yep. So I... in my most recent, I did like a 8-hour session on that game that day. God. I fucking went hard, and I did the fight against one-armed Jedi man that I can't remember the name of.
Dagon Gera?
Yeah, Dagon.
Yeah.
I did the fight against him in the battleship at the top of the tower, right? That took a while. I got really mad at that fight.
Oh, when he first comes out of the
No, not the
tank?
Not the BAFTA tank one, the second one.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sure I'll have to fight him a third time because that's how this works. But the one after he's kidnapped the robot. And so I did that fight for like an hour because playing on the hardest difficulty. And then I played that was like the start of that session basically. And then I played for a few hours, maybe 4 hours, and then I got to the next boss fight, which is against Tentacle Man.
Ravis.
Yeah, who's much cooler. Basically a bad guy from Blade of the Immortal. Shout out to all my manga fans out there.
Yeah, he's cool.
And I was like, man, this boss fight's really hard. And the second stage of him was kicking my ass over and over and over. And then I was just like, all right, I want to see what Scott's been experiencing. And I lowered the difficulty one step.
You gonna shit on me right now, Evan?
And it was so trivial. I was like, oh my god. I can like hit parry anytime I want, and
this
it automatically
parries. This is why I'm firing this guy right here. Fuck this guy, dude.
I was not expecting it to be as drastic as it is between the second hardest and hardest setting. It is shocking. Yeah.
It's so much better.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I have struggled hard in that game on that hardest difficulty. I have died a lot. I am not saying that I am some god at the game. I'm saying like I was expecting it to be like a very incremental change, and it's like nope. It immediately became super, super easy. Yeah, I definitely do not try and hide my frustration. You are correct, Lemix. It is also a very frustrating game. And I was playing God of War before on the second hardest difficulty, and that was also very very frustrating difficulty. I will say I really don't like the boss fights in Jedi Survivor.
I like them.
I don't like them for the reason that I was telling you about. It's the Star Wars video game problem that lightsabers don't feel like lightsabers, and it kind of sucks. I'm okay with the boss like fucking two-shotting me. That's fine. Makes the bosses scary and they're aggressive and stuff. But I would like to not have to hit them with my lightsaber 35 times. It feels very, very out of universe.
Hey there, boys. Are you getting any good hobby Christmas presents? No, not a one.
What are you talking about? I give you a hobby Christmas present.
You gave me Legos.
Yeah, you can paint that.
I suppose I can paint that.
And you could use that in Shatterpoint. It's a real blaster that fires. Yeah, the Disneyfication of lightsabers. Kinda. My Christmas gift that I got was hobby related. I got some brushes, some Monument Hobby brushes. That was because on our secret gift exchange that we do between all our siblings and siblings' significant others, I put down, just go to the source and tell them that you're shopping for me, and either Dan or Scott will steer you to something that you should buy for me. And that is exactly what happened.
Nice.
Of course, the first time they went to the source, I was there. So they saw my car in the parking lot and they bailed out.
Nice. That's fun.
Yeah. So thanks, Dan, for telling them to buy Monument Hobbyist brushes for me.
What is this? vomit. Okay.
Yeah, that's like an effect.
Okay. I want to paint this
Mini.
warhead
Oh.
thing in a different color. Kind of like they're all painted red. But I think I'll do it in the green color that I have done the other accent metals on this dude. There aren't like a lot of accent metals on this guy like there are on the other model. He doesn't have a crown and stuff. I think what I'll do is I'll probably like do like the patches and that green stuff and then call it a day. Yeah, that's good.
Batman the Animated Series board game. Oh yeah, I did see that. Those are cool.
Oh, his fucking... I forgot about his, like, visor thing. It's not a visor. It's just like a... He has a piece of...
Eye guard?
A chunk of metal attached to his, like, fabric thing. I don't... It's confusing. But yeah, that's also metal. I got the Sam Lens weapon rack again this year, which is fantastic because after almost 2 years of using the old set, I'm about trashing through them. Nice. Got the color and light book. Awesome.
Dan gave me that last year.
I think to make lightsabers feel, you would need to do something like Sifu, or feel right. Attacks wear down their defense until you can get an actual strike at them.
Pretty much.
And that's what they kind of do that now, but then when you do wear them down and stagger them, it doesn't do a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's the problem with the bosses. Like most of the regular things, I'm relatively okay with, but the more boss level the bad guy is in that game, the more frustrated I become by that design decision. Fighting stormtroopers and B1 droids and stuff feels great. They're a threat. They absolutely can kill you by like throwing grenades at you and stuff. But if you break their defenses, they die to the lightsaber in 1 or 2 hits. Whereas with you're fighting like some wildebeest thing, and it's like, yeah, I just cut this thing's belly, but it didn't like rupture open like every creature in a Star Wars movie. Instead, it just rolled over on me and did more damage to me by just like rushing into me than I did by hitting it with a fucking lightsaber. Makes me mad as hell.
I love how mad it makes you. I need some green wash because this is not a thing that Iron Painter has. Scott's mic is low.
It's not. They're just reacting to me being louder.
He's a loud man.
I am a loud man. Also, the balance is off between our mics.
Why don't you correct it?
Because it's very difficult to correct because
Okay.
you can't correct the mic that you're on while you're listening to it.
Yeah, that's cool. I see a lot of people paint models on the base first. Am I strange for painting those separately? No, you're not. It's kind of. Wait, what? Oh, there's a blue wash. There's not a green wash. Though.
There may not be. You may not have all the washes in that set because it's the 50 set, not the we give you everything set.
Oh yeah.
Because they have 10 or 11 washes, I think.
Okay, yeah. Then there's probably a green wash then.
They have 2 green washes. They have an army wash, which is like a olive drab kind of wash color, and then they also have like one that's like more electric green.
You know what? I did get some kind of hobby adjacent stuff for Christmas. I got the Rise of Fenris expansion for Scythe, which turns it into a campaign, which I'm very hyped for. It's super expensive. I don't know why it's so expensive, so I'm really looking forward to cracking it open and seeing what's inside there that will justify the price tag. Knowing Stonemaier Games, it'll be some good shit, which has me excited. And then the other thing I got is Star Wars Imperial Assault, which is an ancient game. Not ancient, but what, like 7-8 years old?
Older than that, isn't it?
I don't know, but I want to play it. It's like a RPG-like game where the DM plays as the Empire, and so I'm fucking excited to play as the Empire. And everyone gets to play as an individual character. They get to level up and gear up. Oh, I'm excited. What's in the box?
10 years old.
10 years old. Okay.
2014.
Pretty old then. Pretty old.
Really, probably more like 9, unless it came out at the beginning of 2014. But whatever. Scott, any recommendations on how to give a character or army a kind of utilitarian feel, working on gene stealer cults and kind of want them to feel like they're simply co-opting their work environment? Can't seem to find a balance between a bit drab while also having enough color for a good or interesting look.
The key is spot colors. You want a scheme that's 80% neutral tones. A tactical or a utilitarian scheme that I love a lot is khaki and black. That looks awesome. And then have a spot color, a very so then 2% of the model, whether that's eye lenses or demarcations on their shoulders or whatever it is a fun color, like a yellow or a blue or a green. Literally whatever you want. Any color will work if your entire scheme is 85% neutral colors, you know?
I will also say that utilitarianism, being functionally based, also means that these colors don't necessarily have to match. Yeah, you build up a scheme and you have your primaries that match, but the utilitarian thing is, I wear this because it works, not because it matches my colors. He's got a funky set of goggles, and they just happen to be a different pop color, because that's the color that the goggles were.
Yeah, you could do that. I would paint all spot colors the same, because I want to look cool.
Yeah, Scott's also obsessed with making everything look the same all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Hey, what's the giveaway count at?
It's not up. No giveaway.
I mean, we could give away that Chimera Maeve bust.
We could. What? Did it happen yet?
No, you're seeing preview. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're fine. It just was. I went to the scene that has the bar in it to see what it was at. It is at 71 out of 50 for that Chimera Maeve bust. You're not going to be able to run
Wait,
giveaways.
Did we give it away?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Isn't it sitting on the desk in front of you?
It is. I just thought that we had forgotten to give it away.
No, I don't think so.
My next paint project will feature a green cloak, much like the one on your mini. Question, what base color did you lay down first, and how did you layer it up? You can watch the first stream VOD of this, and that will tell you how I did it. But I wouldn't recommend using the paints I used, because they're just not great paints. It's very simple. You start at the darkest shadow color, and you build up from there. And the colors that I used, even though I don't recommend these, but for posterity, are Arden Green, Sherlock Green, and Autumn Green from scale 75.
We're doing it. We're giving away that Chimera Maeve bust. 'Cause you're not going to be able to run giveaways easily while I'm not here.
Here they are. In particular, Sherwood Green is a pretty abysmal color when it comes to good coverage. And that could be because this paint is like 8 years old, and I haven't shaken it enough over the course of its life. And slowly, over time, all that pigment has settled toward the bottom. So maybe that's why, but these are the tones that I've used. I will say that I used to love using these paints a lot, but I just like them less and less.
Paint degradation also accelerates the more air there is in the bottle versus how much paint there is.
Yeah. So
if you like a color a lot and you use it for a while and then you stop, that paint is going to die. Whereas with a paint that like you bought and you've never used and then you crack it open later, will be easy to resuscitate with some shaking.
Okay. You asked a great question, Millimeter Matt. You were curious if I started with brown, and no, that's actually very key. I did not start with brown. I glazed the brown in at the end of the process, which is a lot easier to do than starting from brown and working up there. That is a great question. Frog Green is a similar hue but more saturated from AK Interactive, says Hub the Hobby Daddy. Thank you.
All right, I'm hitting the button.
Okay.
You know the deal, people. If you want to enter one of our raffles, you got to be in a place that allows you to enter raffles. And if you are, you can hit !moist to enter our giveaway for a Chimera Mave bust. It's going to run for 20 minutes. You must be a follower. You do not need to be a subscriber.
If you don't know what the bust that we're talking about is, here it is.
It's got as quiet like a field mouse. Levels look fine.
Mute's not on.
No, you're fine.
Model is giant. It's 200 mil. Tall. It's big. A lot of skin. A lot of flowers.
It's a very big bust.
A lot of birds. Just one bird, but it's a.
Also, the miniature is large.
Yes. !moist in the chat if you are in a country that allows raffles like we're doing here. If you're not in a country that allows that, then don't enter. Enter at your own peril. Okay. I definitely want to paint the visor in a cool green metal accent, like his crown up here. Kind of like a cool green. And I get that from just washing Quellia green shade on top of my silver. Let me quick dry the wash on his visor, and then we'll do that. All right. The last of the bit. Probably not the last of it, but yeah, for a while. Okay, let's get some Quellia green shade up in here. Okay, and I think I wanted to paint like this patch here. This seems like it's metal. I think a good question to ask right now is like why are you picking and choosing what things get a green wash and what things don't get a green wash? And the very basic answer is just that it's more about the scheme and where these things are falling on the model and less so about trying to be consistent in terms of, oh, that material is, used for this kind of procedure. So everywhere where that material exists on the model, I'm going to do the same thing. That's not what it's about. It's about me trying to space out this color in a pleasant way. And so basically what I'm looking at this thing right now. I got a nice little rocket tip here, something there, something higher up on the model. If I just had this tip be green, that would draw attention there. But by including it here, it makes it less attention grabbing. And then also, I'm going to paint the tip of his weapon in that same color too, just to get something not only in the foreground, but also in the background, that same kind of green. Which might seem a little pedantic, but...
it's okay. It can be pedantic.
Thank you. Thank you for the permission. No, that's honestly a good point. They're my models. I can paint them however I want. I can go slowly. I can go fast. I can paint them like Barbie. And it doesn't
There are
matter.
enough different Barbies out there that that statement is pretty much meaningless.
That's true. Cool. And now, to kind of finish off the rustification, I might just take a little bit of that one. What's it called? This is the real reason why I'm going to miss Evan. It's because I don't know why my brain does this, but I just forget things that I should remember all the time. Dirty Down. That's what it's called.
There you go.
Where's my Dirty Down? Oh, here it is.
It's one of those conundrums. You hate being interrupted by people who want to finish your sentence, but sometimes you need to be interrupted by people who can finish your sentence because you can't.
Just give me a couple seconds, though. You know? The rocket tip needs a fun smiley face, yes. Just the tip. Pedantry is what I'm here for.
Hey, you know, it's all the heavy metals that Scott has ingested over the years.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure it's the heavy metals and not other things.
Millimeter Matt. Being my dad right now? You might be right. Okay. I don't know. I'm supposed to shake this a lot. Shake it above the table. All right. Now let's get not a nice brush.
I kick ass for the Lord.
Alamo06, thank you for the gifted sub. Rope leather and stuff could easily be swapped for synthetic cloth canvas, and it makes sense. And it makes more sense than a brown leather in a lot of 40. I'm assuming you're saying that because you're saying that you are able to pick whatever color you want, and that is 100% right. You can totally make anything you want work, and make it work for your scheme, no less. Remember, don't let Dirty Down kill you by using a mouth brush for it. Yeah. Try to remember to not do that. Oh, this looks like a cruddy brush. Yeah, why not? Okay. I certainly have not used this much Dirty Down. Oh, there's still a decent amount left. Okay. Let's get some.
I feel like this model might be a good home for the verdigris as well.
Maybe, yeah.
Do interesting things with that green, although that would be different than the other model.
I like to put the rust right up against that green. Nice little bit of contrast. And I am putting this on a little bit like kind of more splotchy, just because I am able to affect it nicely with some water later on and kind of spread it out a bit.
Yeah, it's amazing stuff.
Yeah, it really is. Just like, it's so matte. And it looks like, just looks like rust. It's crazy.
This is a product I would really love to see under the microscope.
Okay.
Because, again, my understanding is that it's actually salt, not a paint. I guess it depends on what your definition of paint is. It has pigments in it, but it is also, there's a crystallization process happening that actually gives it that depth and texture. And why it's so, it's water soluble because it's salt.
Nox Geek, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it.
10 minutes left on that giveaway, by the way. We're giving away the Chimera Mave bust. Exclamation mark moist in the chat to enter. Must be in a location that allows you to enter into raffles and giveaways and whatnot.
Here it is.
It's big. It's busty. Paintable.
It's like 4/5 the size of my head, not including the coif, the hair coif. Man, look at that. Look at that.
So rusty.
Bug, dude. That's impressive. I want to soften some of these edges here. It's like it just turns into rust too fast, and it should have a little bit more of a transition IMO. I will say that using the water to feather it out a bit kinda kills it a little bit. Maybe I'm just being a little too aggressive. I want to kind of reveal the top edge of that silver. Nice. Doesn't borax crystallize pretty easily too? I don't know.
Gently, Scott.
Gently. I can't wait to use this fucking rocket launcher guy.
I can't wait to kill him with my Melta gun.
Please. Don't kill my man. I also, okay, there's two ways to build a Kodor gang in Necromunda. Basically, it's by using like the standard dudes that came in that original box, or by using like kind of like the zealoty priest dudes that got a lot of fire and stuff. And so there are two different leaders. You can have a word keeper, which is this guy right here, and you can also have that other thing.
Oh, sweet, that other thing.
It's like a redemptor priest guy, and I kind of wish
imagine having options.
I kind of wish I had the priest guy instead, which is a little sad. But there's a way to build a word keeper where you give him a great sword, which is just so epic sounding. And great swords are amazing. They're +1 strength, and they have a rule called Sever. And there's other things about them that are good too in Necromunda, but Sever is particularly amazing because it means you just skip over the wound roll. Sorry. If they have multiple wounds, you don't look to see if you fail one save, the guy just dies outright, and he like goes immediately into the rolls for like broken bones and stuff like that. It just insta kills him, which is so cool. So I could just like have my word keeper go on like hero hunting missions where he just sneaks in one wound and everybody's dead.
I think you've got this a little mixed up.
What is it? What's Sever?
If a wound roll from a weapon with this trait reduces a fighter to 0 wounds, no injury dice are rolled.
Yes.
Instead, they are automatically out of action result.
Okay, so I was wrong about that.
You have it flipped. This is the ultimate like chaff buster, where if you hit a guy that has 1 wound with this and they fail their wound save, they are leaving the fight for sure. You are never going to get the he's just knocked down type result. Nope, he is gone. And the question is he injured for a little while or is he dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a Redemptor Priest for my Redemptionist box if you want it. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Clovis, the Redeemer, and his giant chainsaw looks so sick. Yeah, that is true. I think the one I'm going to paint after this guy is the that one, though. The Axe Boy. I was thinking about taking that axe off and putting a greatsword on it and having that be my word keeper. And then having this one other guy I painted just be like another random unit. Okay.
I have my list all set up. I actually feel like I'm running a pretty great list.
Do you?
It's varied. I'm running 8 guys, which is more than I expected. It's sort of... I'm really running 7, but I get an 8th body with one of them because he has a little robo pet, which is helpful.
Is there?
I have like one of the best hangers on in the whole game. It's ridiculous.
What does it do?
He's a guy that actually fights with me, and he costs 60 creds, and he also gives me the robot dog, and he has like a power fist and a gun and a power pick and like good traits. And the biggest thing is in a campaign, I have like a 1 in 3 chance of benefiting from someone else's territory in addition to my own. I just roll and I go, cool, your territory also is my territory, so I get that boon as well. Thank you.
You gotta roll a 4 up.
It's a 5 up,
Okay.
but still, it's just a freebie, and he's already ridiculously good for $60. It's like, yeah, he doesn't advance, but whatever. It's like it's the price of an auto gun or whatever. Worth it. I have not posted a picture of Lummox Beast because I haven't finished the base, and I've gotten really frustrated because for some reason I've discovered that I can't paint desert bases to the color that I want them to be. I've repainted that base like 4 times trying to get the right good desert color, and I want to die. I'm being very picky about it. It's like, it's just not right. I'll post them on the Discord at some point, so then people can tell me that I did a shit job, and I'll be like, yep, it's great.
Sad. I am using the silver that I used to originally base coat everything, and it's not dark enough. Or sorry, the opposite. It's not bright enough to do what I'm trying to do right now, which is like add these baby little glinty highlights on the edges of silver.
Midwinter Minis is rating us with a party in 93.
Ooh, Midwinter.
For our raid guests, we got a minute and a half left in this giveaway. If you're in an area that allows you to enter raffles, you can type in !moist to enter it to win a Chimera bust. Maeve.
Are you trying to get people who live in the UK to win this raffle, Evan?
His viewers are probably all from here, Scott.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense.
No one in the UK likes wargaming or painting. Or Midwinter Middies, for that matter. All of his viewers are here in the United States. Local here in the Twin Cities region, I'm sure.
Where'd that green wash go? There it is.
Where my green wash at?
We are under attack.
Our town is under attack.
Happy New Year, you bunch of sexy beasts.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Midwinter. It's being given away because I get sent a lot of models for various reasons. This one was for a sponsorship, and I'm just, if I'm being totally honest with you, it's not my kind of thing. And so I just give it away instead. Winners lists resets every year. Not exactly.
All right, I'm picking a winner.
He's doing it.
Oh, it's Rules Rick.
Hey! Yeah, I'll pay postage. No, you don't have to pay postage. If someone with UK wins, I'll pay it. I'm not gonna make you pay postage.
Where you at, Rolls Royce? There you go.
That'd be so sad.
Yeah. All right, now I get to do the thing.
He's doing it.
Hey, I'm saying what I am typing. Since this is the last regular giveaway I am getting extra enjoyment! Exclamation point. I need your name, address, email address, phone number, car's VIN number, last known location you ate deep dish pizza.
Your mother's maiden name.
Oh, yeah, that one too. Thanks. And yes, a list of your fears. Ranked greatest to smallest.
Midwinter spilled a whole pot of Tamiya glue.
Oh,
That's brutal, dude. Ask their blood type. That's cool though, building Blackstone Fortress minis. Wait, didn't you have like a whole series on your channel like a long time ago where you were like
all over the instructions, and then the instructions melted, I'm sure.
is this more Blackstone stuff? I could have swore you did a lot of Blackstone stuff on your channel in the past.
Just drowning in Blackstone forever?
Yes.
Well, and glue, apparently.
I thought he had painted it already. Or all of it. Because they're not doing any new Blackstone stuff. At least for a while.
And I was memeing so much on my thing, I'm not sure if I asked all my normal questions.
Yes, man, I gave myself away for Nova Open charity fundraiser, raised a bunch. Oh shit, okay, nice. Oh, you're a better person than me. I would never do that probably. It'd be so sad to lose all those painted minis.
You going to Nova Open again this year?
Talking to me?
No, because you didn't go last year.
Did Guy go?
I don't know. He said he gave it away for the Nova Open charity fundraiser.
Oh yeah, that's just, I don't think he went though.
Just the minis went? That's lame.
But now I don't have to play. Sag.
I see. So what you're saying is you're going to come to Nova Open for the first time this year?
I think if Guy goes to Nova Open, then I have to.
I haven't been to any U.S. gaming events. You know, Adepticon registration's next week. All the cool kids will be there. Also, I will be there. That's last weekend of March?
Usually the last weekend of March.
It's the last weekend of March. Third weekend of March is when my brother's coming to visit. That's why my brain's getting contaminated.
Contaminated.
It is a pricey trip.
All right, now I am blacking out a lot of details for this model. Mostly stuff that's gonna actually be black, but just so I can get a nice clean thumbnail for this live stream VOD, I'm also gonna black out some other details like the ropes. But a lot of these things that I'm painting right now will eventually be black, so I'm not wasting a ton of time. Like these straps here. Or the ropes on his forearm.
Hey, see me at Adepticon tier. Be quite the Patreon tier.
Oh, I played another game of Magic Commander, but I used the new vampire who, like, when vampires die, they summon a 4/4 demon flying vampire. Someone help me out in the name. I know someone out there knows what I'm talking about.
I'm doing other stuff, so I'm not paying attention.
That's okay. That deck is gross. It is pretty gross. I didn't actually use that commander. I used a female vampire because I love my female vampire base.
Scott's got a type.
I definitely do. But it was still a very enjoyable game, and it was super back and forth. He played a dinosaur deck. I love you too. See you later, guy. It is indeed a rocket-propelled crossbow. How epic is that?
It's lame that it's rocket propelled.
What?
It would be cooler if it wasn't.
I was playing with my buddy Scott, and I was destroying him. There was no chance. And then some fucking bullshit Magic the Gathering stuff happened, and he like came back into the game in a huge way. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
That's what Commander's all about.
That's what
but
Magic
Commander's also all about playing 4-player, free for all.
Yeah, so that's the other thing that was weird. It was a 1v1.
It can be done, but
yeah, and it wasn't too bad. I didn't mind. I didn't mind playing the 1v1. But he was playing as these dinosaurs, and he like summoned a dinosaur that was a 12/12 summoned. What is it called when you bring a creature out into Magic the Gathering?
I mean, summoned is fine. Casting
Summoned.
Whatever.
He summoned a 12/12 creature with trample. Of course, it has trample. And then he also, what else did he fucking do? Oh, he summoned another creature that makes every creature in his lineup attack at double strength. With double strike, which means they get to hit twice, and they have first strike. So the first time they hit is before any retaliation can occur. So he had this 12/12 monster who had double strike and trample. And I was just like, okay, well, hard to deal with. Didn't have any removal. I think it was Galta. You're right, it was Galta. I think eventually I did end up winning. There was some very bizarre instance that occurred, but ultimately I was able to math it out such that I won. But he like came back in a really huge way, like when I thought there was no fucking chance he would ever come back. I placed my monster in the upright attack position. Get this, Scott. There's a card that combines Galta, the big-ass 12/12 dinosaur, with a vampire? Oh my god. That's crazy. Magic the Gathering is an interesting game. I feel like Magic the Gathering wants you to invest in it. You know? It wants you to buy cards and make cool decks and research stuff. It wants to be a main game. At least it feels that way.
It definitely wants to be a main game.
And
You're not wrong.
I don't want it to be a main game, you know?
Well, that's what the Commander pre-mades are for.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. A game wants to be a main game. Wants all your attention. I feel like AOS could be a main game too, right?
Oh, I would say 100%. The mainline war games out there, AOS, 40K, etc. They want to be the game that's taking up your mind space when you're not playing the game.
Yeah.
Which is the main game syndrome.
Right. Dota 2 is a main game.
Lame game. That's you got that backwards. That one's a lame game.
Oh. Hot take. No, I have not seen the STLs for the OPR vampires, but let's fucking bust them out, Evan. One last time.
Oh. Sure. 1 second.
We'll take a look. We'll do a little split screen action here. And we'll take a look at some of these new OPR vampires. I'm never going to say no to looking at more vampires.
Ain't that the truth?
Definitely is the truth.
Are there new ones? Hang on.
Magic used to be interesting. Now it's garbage. HUD the hobby daddy throwing down. And Mike says, hard disagree. Magic is still super interesting, and there's a format for damn near everybody. Awesome.
Why is this so hard? I just want to look at the models.
All right, so I got some skin left. I got some straps left. I got some ropes and some candles left. And then this homie is done, other than his base. But that will be easy. That'll be just like rusty metal dirt. Excuse me.
I think we've looked at these before, but I'm not positive. All right, now I can hit the fade. I have to copy over the mics. Now it should work. Yeah, we're good.
Testing.
Yeah, we're good.
I like these guys. I like the musician. That's awesome. With the fucking wraparound horn.
And the howling heads coming
Yeah.
out of it.
Dude's playing a haunted oboe or something. Okay. More bats.
Isles O bats.
These are fine. I don't really need bats, you know. GWs are good enough. Okay. They're all right. I mean, if I have a fully painted AOS vampire army and I want to play OPR, I think I'll just use that, you know. So I guess I didn't really need to see these, although I wanted to see them because maybe they got some cool stuff in there, but not 100% for me. Nothing in there is really.
Why am I in Italian?
Nothing is really reaching out to me with that set.
Is there anything else here? All these collections are so awful.
I know. I really don't know how to browse My Mini Factory. It's really confusing.
It's terrible. And they really, if there was one feature that they need to add, they really, really need user tagging, like Steam has. Because, man, you type in, like, Space Dwarf, you get completely different results than Sci-Fi Dwarf or whatever.
Oh, that is weird.
Is it like, it just doesn't Boolean well?
Bro, do you even Boolean?
see, there's other vampiric releases for this block. Here we go.
There's more?
Yeah, there is.
There's more, dude?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, there's chariots and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, got Necromancer and a little Familiar. Looks all right. This has got a lot of shit on it, you know.
I like the Familiar.
Familiar's cool. I like the blind, the cover. Yeah. I think we're in the too much shit territory, maybe. These guys are looking pretty cool. Big heads though. Still got the very heroic scale vibe, which is fine. Okay, this is kind of making me feel like a Broken Anvil.
Yeah, Army of Darkness vibes here too.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Angry Skulls.
Ooh, I like those helmets. Like those helmets a lot.
Yeah, the half salads.
Half salad. I could definitely like use those helmets. I like the long hair, big sword guy. That's pretty cool. Oh.
Wolves that are on fire?
Could be good mounts for some Blood Knight conversions if anyone ever wanted to do that. Got some big ears though. I kind of like this. Not gonna lie, I kind of like this.
There's a lot going on here. I like it.
I don't know why I like. I mean, I don't like the witch in the front left. She's not my thing, but I think the other one is cool. I love the claws. The claws are sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
If someone said Artisan Guild, definitely.
Yeah, we've looked at those before. The Artisan Guild vampires.
Though that reminds me a lot of Artisan Guild for sure.
I hadn't looked at their most recent Dwarf Guild's release.
Oh, OPR?
Yeah.
How recent?
A day ago.
Oh my god, okay, very recent.
Yeah, dwarfs on motorcycles, kind of my jam. I like my motorcycles more, but these are pretty good.
Nice.
I'm digging it.
Can
Guild
you
Trikes.
dig it?
Guild Biker Champion. Lots of bikes. Bikes are cool.
Bikes are cool.
Blessed Sisters Large Terrain. Okay, we're getting into other stuff here. VR cranks out a lot of cool stuff.
They do. Okay.
All right, Scott, it's 420.
Let's do it. Let's end it. All right, y'all. The next stream will be Evanless. So expect a lot of really bad painting footage. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for hanging out for this stream. Thanks for all the support. Really appreciate that, y'all. We're going to finish up this Necromunda dude probably next time because there really isn't a whole lot else going on.
You should give your thoughts on that Army Painter Fanatic paint since you used it all stream.
Oh, it was great.
There you go.
No issues. Liked it a lot. Even the silver was surprising. Rufus said that the silver uses aluminum instead of mica flakes, and that could be true. It definitely reminds me of some other silvers that I used in the past. But yeah, I liked it. I think it worked out pretty well. The brown especially was really beautiful and opaque. Love that stuff. We'll keep using it on the model for the rope, the skin, the very minor strap highlights that I'll be doing. But yeah, otherwise, no complaints. And honestly, I complain about a lot of shit, so that means a lot. The whole set worth it if replacing W paints. Okay, I believe you. But otherwise, y'all, who should we raid? 21 Cheris loot, but without counting.
Marcos Live, Monuments Live, Penny Arcade's Live. Penny Arcade's playing a game. I think we have to raid Monument because they're painting Shatterpoint.
Oh, absolutely. Give some love to Shatterpoint, y'all. The game...
No Jason, but they are painting. It looks like General Grievous.
Okay. Shatterpoint It's a good game. It's worth your time. Even if you don't like Star Wars, you know? A Song of Ice and Fire, also worth your time. Even if you don't like Game of Thrones. Just a good game. And not terrible models either. I would say Shatterpoint a little bit better than Song of Ice and Fire, but not by a ton. I have no tips on painting world eaters.
Apply paint to paintbrush, then apply paintbrush to model. Boom, got him.
Yeah,
Advice given.
Nothing specific for them, unfortunately. Who should we raid? Yo mama! Oh! Rude. All right, y'all. That's it for this stream. First stream of the new year. Glad to have you guys here. Appreciate the support. Enjoy the Shatterpoint painting by Monument Hobbies that we're sending you off to. But otherwise, I will see you in a week from now for another lovely Tuesday painting stream. Till then, see ya. Peace.
I'm not hitting the button. You are.
Fuck. Okay. Here we go. This button, and then see ya.